Restart. Alexa, stop. I just found out that 10-second rule doesn't mean anything or apply to anything with playing cool music like Shinedown, which sucks balls, but this is America, the land of the free. Pastor Bob's in the back office already. Thank goodness for that. What's up, Bradley? Hey, Bradley, I sent you a message, dude. If you friend me really quick, I can accept you. And then, wait a second. I guess you did. All right, cool. Now you can make comments and all. Welcome to the Big Daddy Roadshow midweek mashup. Where this goes tonight, I have no idea. No idea. But we're going to bring Pastor Bob to the screen, and he's going to say a prayer for Big Daddy because I need one.
Good evening, Big Daddy. How you doing?
I'm not doing too good. I can't hear you. No, it's not you. No,
okay.
No, it's not you. It's all me. Something missing here. Let me think about it.
Your headsets?
My headset. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit messed up tonight there, Pastor Bob.
Okay. Good evening, Big Daddy. How you doing?
We're alive. We're alive.
Good.
I thought you were praying for me.
I'm fixing to. Just giving you a second to get your stuff.
No, I mean like a couple days ago.
I have been.
I think your lines are rusty. I think you better work on your lines. Why are you so tall in the screen and I'm so small? I guarantee I'm way bigger than you. Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your screens. This is bullshit. This man's nowhere near bigger than Big Daddy. Okay, so anyway, Pastor, we got a lot to talk about tonight, but let's go ahead and do me a favor, please.
Yes.
Keep that prayer short, because you know how everybody feels about long-winded prayers. Go.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for all your blessings. We thank you for this time to come together and talk and enjoy life a little bit. Lord, bless the show, bless Big Daddy, and bless all the watchers, and may your love reign on us all. In Jesus' name we pray and ask, amen.
And our troops.
Always
Amen.
our troops, Lord.
Okay, so I knew you feel that way. All right, so we got background noise. What's going on? The dog's running through the kitchen, or is that the missus?
That's the missus in there.
Really?
Yeah, she's cleaning up after a big, about 3-course dinner.
Big meal. All right. Well, That's cool. All right. Well, no, it's okay. We're just a worldwide podcast, video live stream. It's no big deal. Just let her get her work done. I don't want anybody to be upset tonight. Bradley's pulled over, I guess, in a truck stop or something. And big shout out to the truckers. You know, somebody brought it to my attention how many truckers are out there. And I know we have a lot of truckers because I get questions from truckers.
You know, without all these truckers, we wouldn't have our milk. We wouldn't have our food. We wouldn't have all the stuff that we do. Yeah. You know, the Lord bless them, and may he watch them as they drive these miles for us.
Wow, you're really, wait a second. That's like 3 prayers. All right. I'm going to roll with that because I need it tonight. I really do. All right. The Ed Crew's in the chat for the first time. What's up, Ed Crew? What's going on? Pasquale? Is it Pasquale? How do you say that? Pasquale? What's the proper way to say that? Bruno would know. My Paisan friends from the It Crew. Guys, listen, if you just want to see people have fun in an old school way, go check out the It Crew. Some people said they weren't into it. I'm like, I don't know. If you're not into having a good time, I don't know what to tell you. I could lead the horses to water, Pastor, but I can't make them drink. You know?
Exactly.
And Bradley says, thanks for the prayers. He's out there trucking. So, yeah, if you're out there on the highway listening to us on iHeartRadio or one of the other platforms, and God knows I don't even remember them all anymore because, it's a hard thing to set these shows up, man. Bruno just called me. Uncle Bruno just called me and said that the actor from Goodfellas and whatnot wanted to come on tonight, and I said I can't do it. It's impossible. I won't have the time to put the pictures up on the screen. And you know how I am about producing shows. I want to show pictures.
Yes. I mean, when you're the producer, the director, and the commentator, it takes forever to direct one of these shows.
I'll tell you, Pastor, I'm seconds away from doing crack cocaine and heroin. I'm telling you right now. And I am telling you also, folks, I'm working without caffeine tonight. I'm working out without sleep. My nerves are shot. So let's get this ball rolling. I want to get lost in really good conversation. I know what I wanted to touch on, but I'll wait for Uncle Bruno. Also, Shot of Jack Sports is going. Oh, my Lord, your wife has to. What is she doing? Throwing pots and pans around now just to tick me off? What
Is it that bad?
Is it like, is she ticked at me because I'm taking her husband away or what?
No.
So
Did that help turning the volume down?
I don't know. We'll have to see what she's doing with the cutlery or something. I don't know. Hey, Pasquale, don't you sweat it for the support and love. Bruno's got your back. Bruno only sends me the best on the internet. I enjoy your enthusiasm. Pastor, if you didn't get to check them out, they are full of love.
Yes.
They have a lot of respect. They don't tolerate the trolls. I love that. And they just know how to have a good time. And you know what? They're so dancers. They could dance pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say they're going to beat me in a competition, but the boys can dance. So it was really fun.
I got to watch a little bit of the IT Crew before I went to church. I loved it. It was great.
You know, people are expecting this big, like Lawrence Welk / they played this tune. Here's where I got tuned in. And they were playing this song for the Mummers in Philadelphia. They dedicated the song to the Mummers. You remember the Mummers?
Yes.
I'm sure now the Mummers groups are all like small and, not as big as they used to be. But when we were kids, when the Mummers came down the street, that was a good time. Banjos and, all their plumes. And so, yeah, Bruno says the It Crew is in the house. So also really quick before we go on, we do have a lot of topics, thanks to you, actually, Pastor Bob, and the beautiful Jennifer. And who else was in there chiming in with different things to talk about? Oh, for the love of God, please tell your lady to please, I'll pay her $20 just to call someone else to clean the dishes in the morning.
Hey, Big Daddy said if you knock the dishes off.
Oh, my God.
Did you hear?
Yeah, I did.
Apparently, my new mic is super hot today.
What's up, Nancy, in the chat? Welcome to the Big Daddy Roadshow midweek mashup. Pastor Bob on your screen. Many more coming tonight. It's a bummer we couldn't get the actor Joseph D'Onofrio on tonight. I won't do it unless I can do it right. I won't do it. So
you need time to set up for him. I mean, that's going to be a great show.
I mean, you get somebody that was in Goodfellas and The Bronx Tale and all the other hundreds of things this man's done. Folks, I'll tell you, go straight up and, excuse me, what?
She goes, tell Big Daddy I'm trying to be quiet.
Tell her as politely as possible that she is failing miserably.
He said you're failing miserably.
I said to say it as politely as possible.
That was.
Remember, Pastor Bob, happy wife, happy life. That's what Bruno says. And Nancy says hello to the It Crew. So, yeah, we want to get the It Crew on. And I'll tell you right now, if the It Crew is by their piano and you just want to come up and give people a little sample, I'd love to have his on. I don't know if Uncle Bruno gave you the details, but we can certainly, when I take a break, I can get the link to you. And this is a long show, so we got plenty of time. Really quick.
That would be great.
My cohort, my sidekick, my main man, Ryan, is dealing with his kids with strep throat. I mean, this guy gets no breaks. So he said he's going to try. You know him. He'll work, with 104 fever, but family first. And I'm all down with that. And so we'll hope and, maybe the babies they'll get to sleep and he can come join us. Yeah, the It Crew says, my man, Joseph D'Onofrio, is the man. Of course, yes. He's a very nice... See, we only let excuse me, this is an adult show, Pastor, non-assholes on my show. And this isn't the Ellen show. No. But it's not as crazy as the Friday Night Free-For-All, which we are having this week, Pastor, so say a prayer. Okay, so everybody knows what's going on with Ryan. We should have said a prayer for Ryan. Real quick prayer for Ryan. Go ahead, real quick.
Father, heaven, watch over these babies. Heal them quickly and let Ryan get some rest with all he has to go through. In Jesus' name, amen.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Bob. All right. I was getting hate mail for the prayers. I love it. I love it. That's good. Hate. What do we say?
Hey.
What does the IT crew say about the haters? I'll give them time to put in the chat what they say about the haters.
We do everything out of love with the right intent of the heart. And if they can't take it, that's on them.
And we're infallible. No, that's not true. The Pope is infallible. Wait,
Jesus is infallible.
Right. I know. I was
the
setting
rest
you up.
of us are just sinful humans trying to.
I am so sinful. I am so sinful. I screw up so badly. Let's see.
That's what God told us. We're supposed to show His love to everybody, and then we're not supposed to judge because we get judged by whatever measure we judge others with.
Well, then I'm screwed. So okay, cool.
I don't judge nobody, and I love everybody.
I judge everybody. I judge absolutely everybody. I see somebody at Walmart, I'm judging them. If I see somebody coming at me with some stupid look, shit-eating grin on their face, I'm judging them. If I see people that are notoriously bad people and they just want to take, I judge them. Or is that something else? Is that different? Maybe that's different.
No, that's different. You're not judging. You're more or less kind of a condemnation of what they're doing.
Look at this frustrated female in my chat telling me what to do. Positivity, please.
Yes.
Well, so she lives in some kind of fairy tale land where nobody could ever have a shitty day. I don't get it. This show is 100% real. I'm 100% real, folks. I'm coming at you. I had a bad afternoon, but let's just okay, she's right. All right. Deep breaths, Big Daddy, deep breaths. So anyway, now the IT crew's saying they're plugging in. Now, do me a favor, guys. If you do come live, remember to come with your camera horizontal because it'll help us. I don't think even Pastor Bob did that tonight, did you?
Yes.
Oh, you are horizontal?
Yes.
No kidding. Huh. It helps us when we go to different screens.
Here, hold on. Let me flip.
Let's see what Bradley's saying. He says, I'm learning not to let people's actions and demeanors affect and take me away from my purpose and what God teaches me. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very good. I mean, that's what we all should strive to do.
Right. See, Nancy don't play. She knows me too well. She could tell something's up. But the show must go on. And yes. I will. I'm getting over it. I mean, I have to get over it. It is what it is. But great show for you tonight. We're going to talk about the measles outbreak. I hope you have some information on that, Pastor Bob. Not just yet. We're going to talk about my Phillies. I don't know. Did they play today? They were 4-0. Excuse me. What? Thank you, guys. This is a Phillies broadcast. So if you like any other team, you could basically suck it and suck it hard. Did I just say that out loud, Pastor Bob? Yes. I did. Yes, I did. This is the Big Daddy Road Show. We are on multiple, what's it called? Platforms. You can find us all over the internet. Just do some searching, or better yet, visit us on our website, BigDaddyRoadshow.com. Hey, Pastor Bob.
Yes.
I had a pleasant surprise this week. You know, Uncle Bruno, everybody's like, I keep telling them how much money this shit costs to run. And I've been doing it for 3.5 years. I was really jiggling the math, and I literally know that without any qualms or doubts, without counting my time, I've got almost $8,000 invested in this little rinky-dink live stream. And I love every minute of it. I wouldn't change a damn thing of it. But it's getting to that point where if the show is going to go on, I got to get support. I have sponsors offer me money, but they're not the kind of sponsors I want to work with. They're not the high quality sponsors I need. So people were suggesting about setting up Patreon, which we've had for the longest time, and PayPal, so people can make donations, $1, $5, $10, whatever. Instead of buying your weed this month, throw daddy an eighth's worth of weed. You know what I'm saying? What's it going for in Texas? Of course you don't. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Last I knew, in the 80s, it was $25 an ounce.
Oh my God, it's not the 80s anymore. I can tell you that. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, no, it's definitely no. The prices have gone up. The prices have gone up. That's what I want to do. I want to laugh. Thank you, Pastor. That's hysterical. The last time I bought me some, I think it was an eighth was like $80, and sometimes even as much as 100. Now, a lot of my cannabis loving friends are rolling their eyes because in some states, they can get like a boatload for like $40, but it's just not the case today. So yeah, we're not living in the 80s anymore as much as
I do have news. Texas actually passed the hemp act, so now hemp is legal in Texas.
All right,
and
but
they are working.
Oh,
they are working on the marijuana right now.
Cool. It's really not
the medical.
Yeah, it's really not. Say a prayer for all the legislators and stuff around the country. It's really not the devil that everybody, conditioned everybody to think. It might not be for you, but it's really a wonderful plant / weed / herb. It's not a drug.
It was legal all the way up to the 40s. I mean,
Egyptian culture. Egyptian culture used it as a medicine. I mean, all kinds of cultures throughout the world used it as a medicine. And then all of a sudden, hemp didn't really work well with the forestry industry with the paper being made. Because you can actually grow hemp like twice in one season. Pretty impressive. Yes. And why we are not using hemp for all kinds of things like building buildings and making clothes. And just think how long your Levi's 501 jeans would last if they were made out of hemp. Just think about that a second.
Our Constitution was written on hemp.
That's right. Probably the Bill of Rights too.
Yes.
I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't back there at the time. Hey, you sent some really cool pictures to me. What's this all about? What is this?
When I was over in Iraq working contract for DOD and sub companies to the DOD, this is one of the aircraft we were working on. That's Cobra.
That's pretty badass. Yeah. So what you had to do? Change some spark plugs or something?
We changed the whole upper hub with the Jesus nut up top.
Oh, the upper hub.
The old Jesus nut because it takes almost an act of Jesus to get it off.
Oh no! Oh, good. That's probably a good thing because if it comes off, you probably say, "Oh Jesus," too. Yeah,
they'd lose their whole rotor system.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but Pastor Bob works on all kinds of aircraft, and he doesn't anymore. Now he's a pastor at the Broken Spoke Church in. Give it a plug. Go ahead.
Comanche, Texas.
Which, by the way, I noticed you have a GoFundMe for if anybody wants to make a donation to Pastor Bob's church. Pastor Bob, could you put the link down below or get it to Ryan? Sometime throughout the show, we'll put that link down there. Okay. Nancy says she's cutting a bunch of trees around here and more fields coming in. Oh, people are getting ready to grow the hemp. Okay, now I think I get it. Okay, cool. Which is really weird, Nancy. You're reading my mind. I went around my gardens the other day with the chainsaw. Is there a fire? Did you hear that?
What?
Is your wife burning the dessert or what?
Oh no, you probably heard my microwave.
Oh, it's the microwave. I thought it was like one of those carbon dioxide testers or something, or a fire. No. Thought we were having a fire drill. Everybody get the hell out of here.
You're way on the flip side tonight.
My plate. What are you trying to say? Well, I mean, I'm hearing everything in the background. My biggest thing is, and I know you're coming from your house. I guess we got to get you to come live from the church where it's quiet.
Yes.
Quiet as a church mouse.
It's you're going to have to behave yourself then.
Well, then scratch that. That's not going to happen. Everybody else thought it was a fire alarm too. Am I right in the chat? It definitely sounded like a fire alarm. It sounded like when you were testing it. So I thought she was just busting my chops, actually. Let's see.
You're just jealous because I live with a chef.
Yeah, I'm definitely. You have no kid. You have no clue how jealous I am. You really don't. Tom, are you cooking? Well, I'm cooking with gas shortly. I'm warming up here. Yeah, I'm ready to start cooking. Nancy, thank you. Okay, so We do have Shot of Jack coming. He says, and it's paraphrasing, I'll get up there when I get up there. Uncle Bruno's usually good for around 10 o'clock. If Ryan doesn't make it, Pastor Bob, if you don't have anything special to do, maybe you can hang with me throughout the whole show.
Yeah, no problem.
Bruno's bragging about his 2018 World Series of Champions Boston Red Sox and 2018 Super Bowl champions. When do you think he's ever going to let that go? I mean,
Never.
It's a new season, for crying out loud. Let it go, man. It's starting to look embarrassing. Let's see. What's he saying? Jesse James got robbed. Oh, Jesse James got robbed. Yeah. Okay. So you guys can have battle with that down in the chat. Okay. So do you want to just start talking about, what have you heard about this measles outbreak?
Well, especially up in New York, they're having massive amounts of measles outbreak. They're actually starting to put public notices to where if you're not vaccinated, you cannot go out in public. I mean, it's getting bad. And I do not understand that. I mean, there's a lot of false stuff out there on vaccinations, but I think I've been vaccinated everything under the sun from yellow fever to anthrax to you name it. I've had it, never had a problem with it.
You've been vaccinated for anthrax?
Yes. Had to. Some of the places I've went.
I don't even know. What is anthrax? I thought it was a heavy metal band.
Well, actually, living down here in Texas, I used to get it as a kid when we pushed the cattle through the cell barn and stuff like that. And it's just you get sores on your arms, just like little pox and stuff, and last couple weeks and go away. That's a mild case, but they've weaponized it and made it to where it's lethal now, and they use it as in war zones a lot.
That's not cool. So you're telling me that the news is saying the measles outbreak is coming from out of New York in a bad way.
That's where it's hitting real hard right now.
Which
that's
kind of
one of the places. Kind
of makes sense. A lot of people congested. Why they're not getting these shots? Is it a problem with what is the problem? Is it what do you call the flat earthers? They're probably flat earthers, right?
Pretty much. I mean, they're saying that there was one false little report that it caused all types of different diseases. One of them was autism and something else and this, that, and another. And it's got lead in it and it's got this and that in it. And so with all these negative things that get spread around the internet, people are starting not to vaccinate. This last generation, last 10, 15 years, I mean, it's even happening here in Texas, but usually here in Texas, it's usually with the people coming over from other countries through the border that haven't had the chance to get the vaccines. So, and that's one reason they're detaining a lot of people down at the border right now is they've got to make sure they get their vaccines and get where they're not going to infect the population with all these diseases that come from third world countries.
But for an outbreak, you got to be thinking this is a lot of people that have decided to jump on that train of not vaccinating their kids.
Yeah. I mean, they said they got whole communities up in New York that don't vaccinate.
Okay. The Ed Crew, I see you. Just hang tough and see if you can make that software work. And if you can, talk to Bruno really quick, guys. He'll set you up, or Nancy. And as soon as I see you in the back office, we'll get you up to show a sample of what you guys are all about. The It Crew is coming, Pastor Bob.
That's awesome.
The whole thing with the babies that drives me crazy is that the baby's got to suffer. Yes. Like these people.
This is a disease that should have been eradicated. It was eradicated back in the 80s. And is now creating a resurgence because of all this false stuff that's getting put on the internet.
That, and it's probably a little bit of the different people coming into the country from around the world, which that's also going to come up later in the program, this whole border crisis again. won't go away. We're going to be discussing that as well. But I'm telling you, we should really have some kind of a, you know how you have a test just to get a learner's permit? You should have a test before you could have babies.
Yes.
You know,
and when you got 100,000 people coming in 1 month, you're going to bring a lot of these diseases that have been eradicated here in the United States back into the United States.
Right. It's like just kind of sprinkling something in a petri dish, and we're just nothing but a big global petri dish.
Yes.
Boy, did I make that sound technical?
You know, and with this grandbaby, we just had to go back and get the DPT shots that I've got coming. It's due this month, and for the whooping cough, because apparently the whooping cough's even made a pretty big resurgence. So the doctor said anybody that's going to be around this new baby needs to have those vaccinations.
Yeah, and then what would they say? Well, I could just play devil's advocate here. They would say, well, if everybody else is vaccinated, what's the problem? You know?
Right. If we had everybody vaccinated. But
well, no, I'm saying the non-vaxxers, I don't even know what they're called. I'm sure there's a name for them. My 15-year-old daughter, God love her, two things happened to me today on top of my just shitty day. She come at me today and she told me, how did this come up? I couldn't believe this. For all my life, you know, I've been drinking coffee. I probably drank coffee when I was 9 years old. Instead of smoking cigarettes, I drank coffee, right? That's where my type A personality comes from. But my daughter always said, oh, I hate coffee. I hate coffee. So I go into her room to hang a new guitar hanger, you know, a guitar hook. I don't even know what it's called. Yes. A place you can hang your guitar. And I'm having a heck of a time getting into this old 1893 wood. I think I hit a knot or something. So, of course, it has to be this big deal. I got to get the drill out and start drilling. And, you know, you got to get the drill. It's just a little bit less than the threads of you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I get that all done and I wanted a drink. And she says, would you like a cup of coffee? And I'm like, what? Here she started drinking coffee and she didn't even tell me. So my budget for coffee just went up 100%. And I'm thinking, oh, man, they grow too fast. You know, like my little baby's drinking coffee. And then she says, and I was so proud of her for this. She said, Dad, would you mind if I get a job at Wendy's? And I said, are you kidding me? I'm impressed that you're self-motivating yourself to get a job. Like, as long as your mother's okay with it. Yeah, you got my blessing. And as long as the grades don't falter because she's a straight A student. So
praise the Lord.
I'd rather have her have great grades, but you know, she wants to have her spending money and I get it. She's starting to get older now and she sees what she wants and she wants to get it when she wants to get it. And she's going to be a saver. I could tell that. So that's a good thing. Anyway, back to the measles and these non-vaxxer people. We've already said prayers for you people earlier in the show, but I'm going to pray extra hard for you people. It's obviously too late for the kids that are already showing the signs. They're already out there crying because, and I'll be as polite as possible here, these are friggin' morons. Like, get your babies vaccinated. And all the people that, listen, I'm not going to say that some of those shots don't affect some babies because that's going to get me in a lot of trouble with a lot of people. However, I think...
Yes, I mean, you're going to have 1% of the population have reactions to anything.
Right.
Regardless I think of what it is.
But I think it's more their own immune system or otherwise. I think like different people, different genetics. Again, I'll catch heat for it, but that's what I find. I've known no one that got the shots. And I don't even want to go any deeper into that bit, but I mean, the bottom line is that now we got a bunch of babies that are suffering for no reason, basically.
Oh, yes. And many deaths on top of that.
Oh, they die from the measles. Oh, joy.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah. Well, that's just horrible. Reminds me of this graphic here. Look at this one. Can you see that? That's, yeah. And he's writing on the wall, liar. That's a big liar. All right, so let me see. Let's look at the crew here. Let me see. I got to check my messages. Something tells me I got some messages coming in here. Okay, they're going to get hooked up with them. All right, we're good. All right, so what else was on your list, Pastor Bob?
Oh,
I can help you. I can help
yes,
you. I could help you. Oh, wait, before we do, here is this a picture of you too?
yes.
What's going on there? Is that from the sand?
So yeah, so we had a dust storm. It was cold, November.
Right.
So
Where's this
had
Afghanistan?
this is actually in Iraq,
Oh, it's
in this one.
Iraq.
Yes.
Oh, you were in the Iraqi conflict?
So yes, I went in '03 and got out in '05.
Wow. I had
So
no.
as a
Okay.
contractor,
Oh,
as a
okay.
DoD contractor.
All right. So I got you. Okay. So you were getting paid the big bucks to put the Jesus nut on.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Get
So
paid that GS-12 salary, which is good money.
nice. Will they take me? Can I change? Can I change how much will they pay me? I'll work for half price. I'll twist that Jesus nut for half price.
You know, it's a lot better than the sergeant pay I was getting back when I was actually in.
Oh, so you negotiated. You negotiated for okay. Here's while we're on the subject of being over there, just tell me these two more pictures and then we'll move on with the show.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Oh, that's a mortar going off right on the other side of the field.
Now
They
is that
always thought I was crazy because I sit there and take pictures of the mortars as they came in.
oh, I see. So this is actual like warfare kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's mortars coming into the base there.
Oh,
This one's in Balad, Iraq. LSA Anaconda is the name of the base.
I think was there a Fort Dwyer over there or was that in Iraq?
That was
I
in Iraq.
That was in Iraq. I always thought that was cool. I always wanted to do the research on that.
Yes.
Why would they name, is that a general or something like that? Who do they name those bases after?
It could be anybody from enlisted to officers that die in combat or have received a Medal of Honor or received a high Silver Star or something like that.
Get a base named after you. That's cool.
Yes.
Last picture. This one should be entertaining. I think I know what this is. I think I can figure it out. It's not where the ladies go, is it?
No. That was one. I can't remember the name of the base, but it was in southern Iraq.
Wow.
So,
So that's where you went to Tinkle.
yes.
Right out there in the open like that.
Yes, right
So,
there.
so not only do you got to worry about like, can you lose your water properly? You got to like hold your helmet over your face. That's crazy. And what did that go into? Like, were there tanks that had to be cleaned out, or were you just pissing in the ground?
No, it was a septic tank underneath. Everything that we did over there, they actually brought contractors in and made septic tanks just like they do here in the United States. And per code that here in the United States, everything we did was per code. So, I mean,
There's
we upgraded.
something crazy about war. It's like we're gonna do everything to spec, but we're gonna destroy that city, but we're gonna piss properly over here in the desert.
Yes.
I don't even know if I could handle the service. I swear to God. I'd be like, I'll be just over here pissing in the woods, sir. Thank you very much. Behind a tree. I'm going to stay behind a tree.
You know, it was real easy on us as contractors and stuff like that. The guys that had it hard were the guys that were the ground pounders out there day by day, the Army guys, the Marine guys, and stuff. Those guys deserve all the respect and all the love because those are the guys that sit out there every day and protect your and my freedoms.
Yeah, they're
It was
doing it
an
right. And
honor.
they're doing it right now. They're doing it right now somewhere.
Yes, it was an
And
honor to go over and help them do their job.
that's awesome. Yeah. Me, I always support our troops.
Yes.
God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how the hell you do what you do, but we're grateful you're doing it, at least on this show. Are there any more pictures before I segue into the other subject that you were talking about? And then we'll see what everybody else has in store for us, like Jack. How about what were you talking about, the Navy SEALs? Is there something that they might be possibly getting involved with?
Yes, I saw a brief deal on it today. There's, I think it's Uganda has prisoners of the United States over there right now. They don't know who captured them, but be on the watch out. This may be a place that we're fixing to send some SEALs into to go rescue our guys and gals. And these SEALs, they do what they do to protect every one of us. These guys deserve more respect than anybody else in the world because they go in, They don't think twice. They do it. They get it done, and they bring our guys and girls home.
Yeah, and sadly, if you really know about the Navy SEALs and our Marines, they know going in that there's a very good chance that they're not coming out. So that's like a special kind of level that should. Whew, you know what, Pastor? Let's give them a prayer, and you can go as long-winded on this one as you can for the service people and our Navy SEALs.
Lord, we ask that you bless every one of our service members. You put your guardian angels around every one of them, protect them, protect our special operations groups, regardless of what branch they're in. We've got special operators in every branch, and we love them. We appreciate them. They protect us. They do what they do without a second thought, and they take that oath to protect and defend that we should, here in the United States, respect so much, and we expect our politicians to live up to what these great men and women do. In Jesus' name, amen.
I see what you did at the end there. That was nice. Also, to the family goes our prayers too. The family
Yes.
of anybody in the service. It's not just tough for the people in the service. It's tough for the people that give up their fathers and their brothers and their mothers and fathers. Let's see. Natalie's saying, which is why our vets need to be treated better. There you go. There you go.
You know, we have veterans on the United States streets that are living homelessly, can't get nothing, have a hard time getting their benefits and everything else. And we're paying so much for other countries that do nothing for us. Why do we not take some of that money back and spend it here in the United States and help these guys and gals?
I'm told, amen. I'm told that there are systems in place, at least better than probably the best it's ever been since the Civil War. It's just a matter of a lot of the women and men don't know how to get to the services, or, you know, and we all have been in the situation, at least I have been in veterans hospitals where you see men and women lined up in hallways. Some systems are overtaxed, but I'm told that there's actually this president and a couple before him.
Love him or hate him, Trump has done wonders for the vets. I mean, he's made it to where they can actually fire people in the veteran system that don't do their job, that are just there for a paycheck. And he's helped so much with the vets.
Did they make it too where they can go to like just their own personal doctors as well? Or did I just read that wrong, or is that fake news?
Yes, but it's still a hassle to do it. If you live over 80 miles, my daughter falls into this category as a disabled vet also. And it's hard for her to get health care because she's got to petition the VA. Once she petitions the VA approves for her to go to the doctor. Once she goes to the doctor, anything the doctor wants to do has to go back to the VA. Then the VA's got to approve that and get sent back to the doctor. Then he's got to call her, and then she's got to call and get the final approval from the VA, and then the VA will allow it. It's a good system, but yet it's still so much paperwork. It's not even funny.
Yeah, paperwork, and more importantly, time. And time might be a big deal with some of the things and issues these people are having. All right, so let's see. Why don't I come up with a subject? Since you've been so kind to. Oh, I like this one. This one will lighten things up a little bit. Where's my notes? I don't even have any notes. I usually have notes. No, I'm trying to think of the country where. Let me hold on one second. Make sure I'm saying it right. Is it Mumbai? Mumbai?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would that be?
That's over in the Far East.
Is it? Okay.
Around India and Pakistan and Mumbai, all that in that area.
Right. Well, apparently flamingos are pretty huge in Mumbai when they migrate back to the area, and they get there for algae that grows. Well, apparently tens of thousands of these birds show up every year, and that's no big deal. They're kind of used to that. But this year, it's like quadruple the number of flamingos. They're everywhere, and they're saying it's because of raw sewage problems over there. I guess getting into the waterways and more algae is being produced, so there's more flamingos. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how Mother Nature actually takes care of herself? God set the system up so perfectly that when one thing goes out of balance, something else comes along and balances it.
Yeah, but the thing is like, why is it that humans screw it up with the sewage? I mean, in 2019, but I guess some of these countries are. I'm not saying Mumbai. I don't know. I don't know what if it's a third world country or what we're dealing with, but like what was the switch with the sewage? It sounds political. It sounds like saving money. Let's just dump it in the waterway.
Yes. Well, a lot of these countries, you got to remember over in that area, their sewage still runs out to the center of the street, and it's just a ditch that runs down outside of town. That is their sewage. So if they get heavy rains and stuff, all that stuff just goes right into the waterways.
Sarah's asking, where is Dawson Hicks? I don't know. I don't know. I hope he's okay. Sarah, did you hear? Did you hear? Well, he was riding a bull the other day. Maybe he fell off or something. I don't know. But isn't that bird beautiful? Look at the bird on the top. That's amazing. It's just amazing all the different kinds of animals and yes. Birds we have. Yeah, I don't know. Good question, Sarah. You know how this show goes. As we go, everybody pops on, even people that I don't know. So don't go anywhere, Sarah. There's a very good chance Dawson. Wait a second. Is Dawson here? Nancy's saying hi, Dawson. Very good.
Showed up.
I have no idea. I sent him a link, so I don't know. If I see him in the back office, I'll let you know. Okay. I do know that Shot of Jack is coming. Jack Neary, comedian. We'll probably get a little update on sports. And you know him. He likes to be a little bit of a provocateur. So
yes, I love Jack.
Who knows where he's going to take us? Uncle Bruno's going to come. The It Crew's coming. I mean, again, I said this earlier. I said, oh, there he is. Hi, Dawson Hicks. Everybody's asking about you. Why don't you come live and say hello? Because we're waiting on Jack Neary and the other guys. And I think the guys at the It Crew are ready to come live, but they got a little learning curve with the software. I'm going to guess. I'm just guessing. Not that it's hard, folks. If you go to my website, BigDaddyRoadshow.com, there is a link. Let me see where I got to get it so I say it properly. Are you familiar with the website, Pastor?
Yes.
If you go to BigDaddyRoadshow.com, right at the top underneath the graphic, there is a link that says how to go live with Big Daddy. Now, it's very long-winded, but really, if you have common sense, you shouldn't have to read the whole thing. You should be good in a couple of paragraphs. But if you really need things to get drilled into you, or you're not that tech savvy, I really keep going on and try different ways to explain how to do it. It's super simple as long as your phone works with the software called Be Live TV. Now I'm getting messages in the back office. Let me see what the It Crew's saying.
Max was wanting the link. I think Bruno sent it to him.
Oh, now I just turned my own show on. Hold on one second. See, I'm not that tech savvy. I just turned my own show on. All right. So wait, what was it that Max said?
He wanted the link. It was in Messenger. Go to Messenger.
Yeah, and he's going to come on and talk about something cool. Is it already 10 o'clock?
It's getting close.
Look at the poor bastard. Looks so tired. He's a teacher. He's my cousin. He looks tired. And we're just going to have to wing this without Ryan, I guess, because all right, but he's got an interesting thing to talk about. So we'll bring my cousin up in a couple seconds. Hey, Max, thanks for shaving. I appreciate you getting all dressed up for the show. And I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I almost went scruffy myself today. I just needed to take a shower to cool off a little bit. Let's see. Okay, I hear you, Pasquale, but the thing is I can't bring you live unless you download the app, Be Live TV. If you go to BigDaddyRoadshow.com, you're going to see that button I just told you about. It's how to go live with Big Daddy. Download the app and then reboot your phone. And then I'll send you a link if you send me a private message. And I don't think I see the private message here. Let me look really quick. No. So if you send me a private message on Instant Messenger on Facebook, we'll get you the link and you guys can pop on. But you're going to have the Be Live software to do it. So go to BigDaddyRoadshow.com, hit the button, how to go live with Big Daddy. Let's get my cousin up. Let's see what he's doing. This guy's a pro, Pastor Bob. Have you ever met my cousin, Max?
No, not yet.
It's a big night for both of you then. Max in 3, 2, and 1.
What's up?
I'm hearing bells now. Before it was fire alarms, now I'm hearing bells.
Hello, Max.
That means I'm here.
Wait, can you see him, Pastor?
Yes.
All right. As you can see, baldness runs in the family.
I was going to say there's a pretty good family resemblance there.
Yeah, there's probably a little bit of family resemblance there. So, Max.
So Big Daddy.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? It's been a while.
Yeah, yes. I love it when you pop on a show. Pastor, he's usually a big sports nut. Tonight, he's going to talk about gaming and what, Max? Like, I'm talking gamers, like kids playing on the internet. And I think your take is interesting, so I can't wait to get into this a little bit.
Well, mainly video games. I'm going to tell you a really quick story. It was the beginning of this school year. I was approached by a teacher at our magnet school. So in the district that I work in, we have a high school and a magnet school. So I have a son who went to a video game camp type thing. And I talked to this guy there and kind of learned a little bit about why this club existed. And he asked me, Max, are you interested in starting a video game club at your high school? And I thought to myself, I coach football. And I have a lot of stuff going on outside of school, but I told him, I said, yeah, anything I can do to help get them started, I will. And it wasn't until after football season where I could really take a big role in, what was going on with them. But I'll tell you what, if you look at a school's population, and this is the way he kind of explained it to me, your average high school population at the very top of the caste system, if you will, you have your athletes and you have the really smart kids, like the top 10% in the class, always in the high level classes. And then at the very, very, very bottom, you have those kids who just, they don't want to be there and they're going to cause trouble. Most of the kids fall in the middle, and those are the kids who struggle to find their place a lot of times. And sometimes they're the ones who find it hard to make friends. Some of them are just socially awkward just by nature. But a lot of them have one thing in common. At some point, they love to play some form of video game. And we started a video game club at my high school, and with minimal advertisement, I'll put it this way, with minimal advertisement, the very first meeting, we drew 150 kids.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I'm going to bring you back, Pastor. You're having a little trouble coughing there. And also, I muted you, and then I couldn't unmute you. So sorry about that. I'll bring you back in a second. Yeah, I saw the pictures on your Facebook. It was like an auditorium, and I remember you saying how shocked you were that you had so many people responding.
The very first day, I looked out, and I thought to myself, this is the best thing you've ever done as a teacher right now. Because these kids now, it's not just that we get together and play games. It's become like a social club.
Sure.
The motto of the Video Game Clubs of America is making the socially awkward socially active. Which, I mean, if you've ever seen some of these kids who they don't know how to go out and physically make a friend, but giving them something in common with somebody else, it's almost like the friendship is there already. Does that make sense?
They have something in common straight out of the gate.
Yeah.
Now you were talking about something, and this is like a deep conversation, but did I catch you right that you were talking about that this is somehow helping with bullying? Yeah,
absolutely. So a lot of these kids, they lack confidence in themselves, and I'm not saying you put the bully and the bully in a video game together and that settles things, but what is one of the most driving forces in a student getting bullied is they're a loner and they're weird and they don't have a friend. Well, everybody in my high school is weird. Absolutely every single human being, including me, we're just weird in different ways. But if you get the kids who, again, are socially awkward and more likely to be bullied, if you get 4 or 5 of them together as their friends now, it's much more difficult for that one person to come and start picking on one of them. So
right.
this creates a decrease in bullying just because of that. The other thing it does, as a teacher, one of the big things that teachers want is students to come to school. I can't teach you if you're not in my classroom, right?
Yeah.
So giving these kids a reason to come to school, to see their friends, and to possibly get together and play some games during the day. I mean, that's, as a teacher, that's all you can ask for. You give the kid a reason to be there beyond sitting and taking notes in my classroom.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we had a teacher like you in our school. I have an autistic son, and that's one of his biggest things is gaming. And he's learned how to interact with people through the gaming and stuff like that.
What does he play?
He plays everything from first-person shooters. I don't pay that much attention, but I mean,
Okay.
I know that.
What's amazing to me, so way back when my son Derek was at this camp, it was a Minecraft camp that the Magnet School Video Game Club was running. So the very first day, the guy who runs the video game club at the Magnet School, his name is Josh. Josh starts talking to the parents, and he starts breaking down why this club exists, and he starts talking about his son, and he's using some buzzwords. He doesn't come out and say the word autism, but my son Derek is also on the spectrum as well. So I started hearing some of those words. I'm like, I know, hey, we're probably in the same boat. So that's when I started talking to him. That's what started the conversation. My son as well.
Right. I mean, it's amazing how much interaction he's learned from playing those video games and not having to chat face to face with somebody, but be able to do it over the internet and stuff like that. Where
And
he's playing.
One of the things we try to do is we try to bridge the virtual communication to actual communication. So this is not just a club to play. We're actually trying to teach those social skills, which we think is important.
Yes, that's awesome. I mean, and that is just so awesome. Like I said, I wish every school in the nation had a teacher like you.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you check out the Video Game Clubs of America website, and maybe we'll put a link in the comment section, the goal, the dream of VGC USA is to put a video game club in every high school in America. And we've expanded. I call Josh like Tyler Durden. He's trying to set up camps all over the place. And we have, I believe he's up to 5 or 6. And they're not just here. I live in South Central Pennsylvania, but they're as far out as California, Chicago, Maryland, so wow. I think it's a great thing. And I'm what I like to call proof of concept. My school was not the first club, but I can verbally attest that me, a football coach, can put together enough time to make this work.
Right.
So I try to, proclaim the good word of VGC.
You're already number one here in Texas, being a football coach.
Go Michigan.
Big help.
There you go. Yeah, don't get him started, Pastor. Don't get him started.
My cousin, he teaches over at Steenville, and they pretty much go to state every year, and he's the lineman coach for the offense. So,
and how about this? So and it's not just gaming. So what we do as a club, we raise money for various organizations. We had a teacher this year who was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was her first year teaching. And how would you like it a week before your first year of school? Now you have breast cancer. So we decided we were going to raise some money for her, and we held a Fortnite tournament. So the kids, we put a bracket together, and we tried to raise money. And we had athletes, and we had definite non-athletes. And when the non-athletes beat the athletes in something that's semi-competitive, that's pretty cool. So you could get your awesome 6A class Texas state champs, and you put a controller in their hand, and everything's equal.
Yes.
Hey, guys, excuse me 1 second. I can see the IT crew made the back office. It won't be long, guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and please have your music play in some way when we bring you up live, which should be within the next 5 minutes. Thank you, guys. Because Max has to go to sleep. He's getting old, and you know how us old guys are.
Getting old.
But Max, every time you come on the show, you always come on with something different, and dude, you know how our families are. We always were involved in activities at schools, whether it was sports. I was not. I made it to the 5th nights of tryouts in 7th grade. Didn't make the team. Next year,
Tryouts.
listen, Fat Jack, he dropped me on the 5th night, and then next year he asked me, Dwyer, are you going to run for the team? And I told him honestly, I said the F bomb. I said, F you, Jack, and because he crushed us on that 5 nights, But really, the bottom line is I'm grateful because my brother, who was a star center on a team that was called the Mountaineers, who played in a better league, Allentown League and all that. He had like knee surgeries and all that. So sometimes I think you sports nuts are just a little bit, I'm grateful now looking back that I played street ball, backwoods, football and all that.
I did it all. I did sports. I was in drama club.
I was in what play were you in? What play were you in?
I was Prince Dauntless in Once Upon a Mattress. I was Moonface Martin in Anything Goes, and I was Nathan Detroit in Guys and Dolls.
I could see that. Nathan Detroit in Guys and Dolls. That's awesome. And I was Officer Brophy with about 2 lines because I had stage fright. I still do. And it was an Arsenic and Old Lace, which was a true story. My father was in the same play in high school, and right before he passed away, they wheeled him in a wheelchair to watch me do my couple lines with my fake baton that I had. That play, Arsenic and Old Lace, was about old ladies that like to poison people. Yeah, that was what it was like to be in high school. I was in a play about old ladies that poisoned people. Arsenic and Old Lace, check it out. Pastor Bob, any questions for my cousin Max?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, people are here behind you. I'm reading the comments and stuff, and it's just amazing. And more teachers like you, man. And that's something here in Texas that I'm trying to push to get people behind their teachers and get them going and stuff like that, because you are so underpaid and under-respected for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Max, last week I went out to my friend's bar. It's called the Broken Glass Tavern. And there was a couple teachers huddled in the corner. I knew them because they taught my daughter, right? And they kind of play like, oh, does he see us? Does he see us? Because they know if I see them, it's party time. And I did see them. I went over. It was a good time. I love the teachers that taught my daughter. Big shout out to the teachers, the good ones, like my cousin Max out there. There's so many of you guys. There's a few, I'm sure even you'll say, Max, there's a couple that are there for the wrong reasons. But
at every level of every job, everywhere on the planet, there's good, there's bad, there's in the middle.
Right.
And
Amen.
I tell people that, my heart's in the right place. I am gloriously mediocre at what I do, and I'm okay with that, because if I'm ever the best at what I do, I got to stop, because there's only one way to go, and that's down.
Right.
So
right.
I've been doing this now for about 8 years. I'm still trying to get better, but
well, I
that's
think
all
you're.
you can do.
But see, one thing I preach on is the intent of the heart, and that's what God looks at, is the intent of the heart. Are you doing it for the right reason? And I can tell just by listening to you, you're doing it for the right reason. You're doing it for the kids, and it's the intent of the heart. And I mean, not only does God see that, but the rest of us humans see that too.
Yeah, we need more of it in today's world and in America. And guys, on the IT Crew, please turn your camera horizontal for me, please, and keep it that way. I'll see more people. Okay. Max, thanks for coming on the show. It's been a while. Don't make it so long next time. Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Sorry,
Max,
you missed.
hit me up and friend me on Facebook.
All right, we'll do.
Especially since Ryan missed you, because I was going to actually have him playing the games on the screen while you guys were rapping. Ryan is going to be bummed he missed this talk with you, so maybe we'll come back and talk about it in some other form or fashion in the future.
If you're interested, I'll even get Josh on here. I'll try to get Josh on here. He'll talk your ear off for an hour and a half.
Well, I mean, I usually give people about 15, 20-minute slots, but okay. All right. I'll take my shots with them.
If you're bored on a weekend, he'll talk your ear off.
All right, cool.
We might do one of them specials that you do on certain topics and stuff. Big Daddy.
Oh, the Real Talk with Big Daddy. Yeah,
Yes.
Actually, we did a special, didn't we, about your board game? How's that working out real quick?
Good. Well, now we're working through the finances now. So the publisher, he costed it out through the main company that does it.
Hold up. Let's explain to the new audience that's watching. Your father
Wow.
Just really
How
quick.
long do you want this one to be?
No,
About
I
30
mean,
seconds?
you came up with a game, a board game.
Yeah. My dad is a big board gamer, and I started playing board games as well. And it's a funny tie-in with video games. He was playing a video game with me, and I beat him. It's like 36-0 in a baseball game. And he said, enough of this. I'm going to teach you how to play Stratomatic baseball. So we started playing board games. And I really didn't get into it until later past college. But long story short, my dad had designed a game that was about baseball, and I helped him develop it a little bit into something that is more playable than what he started with. And
Awesome.
after 8 short years, we signed with a publisher who's going to put it out into the market for us. But where we are now is looking at all the components, the cards, the artwork. The cost is a little bit too high for what he wants, and what I agree with him. It's probably a little bit too high. So we're going to, the next level is to test a second type of manufacturer just to see what kind of components they have, what quality they put out, because generally their costs are about 60% less.
What was that word? What was the word your dad used? What?
Stratomatic.
Alexa, Stratomatic.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Right. You just made up your own word, Max. I got to say goodnight to you.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming on the show. Keep us, let us know when
I'll
that.
link it for you in the chat. So you
Put
see
the link, and also to your friends with the groups all over the country. Let's get these kids playing video games.
60%.
That was
will do
awesome,
that.
Max. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, Max, for being on the show. I appreciate it. All right. He's waving. I had to let him go because he turned my volume up. I could hear myself think. All right. Now we're going to switch gears. Uncle Bruno's in the back office. I'm going to bring him live, and the IT crew is going to be really ticked off at Big Daddy. Guys, you got to turn your phone off and turn it back on and start your hit the link with the phone on horizontal, guys, because you're sideways now. And you'll get this. You'll figure it out for future shows. But I don't want to bring you on. You know what? I just think it's going to be better if you guys could just disconnect and then come back on, connect to the button with it horizontal. So you guys are going to look so much better. And then we're going to rock it talking to you guys and tell everybody about the IT crew. So just all you got to do is leave the back office and then come back in, but have your phone horizontal, guys. Uncle Bruno, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right.
How you doing, Bruno?
The IT crew's going to kick my ass, I swear. They're going to lose it. I've never had so many Italians on my show at one time. I'm a dead man.
I got him set up though.
Yeah. Thank you very much for doing that. There's the links Max putting down below. If you guys want to check it out, Video Game Clubs of America, please go and support that, or at least share it on your Facebook. Let's help these kids out. This world's too crazy today. So, Uncle Bruno,
I got some news.
how about some news on my Phillies?
Yeah, forget the Phillies, dude. They're just starting out. Remember, it's 162 games. It's only 4 games. The Red Sox are right where they want to be, 1-6.
Oh, is that where they want to be?
Yeah, that's where they want to be. You want to peak at the end of the season, not in the beginning of the season. Remember that.
Okay, got it. All right. Thank you for that tip on baseball.
And then Jack will come in and he'll give his 2 cents. So anyway, kind of funny news here. You would talk about the Boeing 737-800s that are having issues, and now they're saying that one of the planes, the second accident was a potential hit and struck the sensor, which I think is government bullshit, but whatever. So anyway, there was a man. This man, and his name is Skirmatis Strinkamitis, booked on a one-way ticket to northern Italy. He never imagined he'd be the only passenger on board, but the Lithuanian national who was flying from Vilnius to Bergamo, Italy for skiing trip on March 16th was shocked when he discovered that he had the whole entire 737-800 to himself, other than the pilots and a couple of stewardess.
Is this the same plane that TikTok Vic did a video on?
Yes.
Did you, Pastor Bob? Do you get TikTok Vic in Texas?
No, I haven't seen him.
Oh, we got to get him on.
You
We
have to
got to
find
get
him on
him on the
Facebook.
show too. We have to get him on the show. He was radical about these planes. He was foaming at the mouth.
But see, those angle of attack sensors tell the airplane where it's at, and if one of them goes out, that allows the that program to drive it all the way nose down. And there's a nice little button up there on the dash that the pilot has to push to cancel it to take back over control of the airplane. And with one pilot having 200 hours and the other one having 1,000 hours of flying time, not in the 737-800, just flying time, I'm sure they did not have a clue on how to operate the aircraft properly.
Wow.
That's kind of frightening. So that means that people do so much to get there. It's like they get their permit to fly, but they don't have the hours of experience.
Well, that's not here in the United States. Here in the United States, we have 10 times what the other countries have in pilot experience. That's why our pilots are so great and so good.
Oh, so if we go overseas and we get on a plane, we're rolling the dice.
Pretty much.
Do they get like any kind of like little labels that we could tell if they're a little more skilled?
No.
Do we get to
it's
say
the luck of the draw?
It's the luck of the draw? I don't think so. I
had to throw that poker anagram to you.
More reasons to stay home. We got a big country here to explore, everybody. Let's stay with our pilots. Okay, so yeah, you think it's government bullshit, huh, Bruno?
Well, I think that, I don't know, like, Pastor Bob just said that potentially maybe if there's two sensors, but I don't know where that sensor is located, but they said that sensor got hit, so I'm not sure what.
The angle of attack sensors are located on the nose on each side, and what it does
exterior of the plane?
Yes, exterior of the plane. Okay. When the aircraft goes up, it stays in the wind stream, so it'll go down, and then as the airplane goes down, the angle attack sensor will go up, so it stays supposedly straight and level in the airstream while the airplane does what it does. Okay. Now, if one of them goes out, then it throws the whole system out. And like I said, on the 737s over the progressive generations, and this started in the 737-300 is where this particular computer system started at. And over the progressive generations, it's got worse and worse and worse as far as being more touchy. And now Boeing is actually going back and doing a fix to where if one of the sensors does not agree with the other sensor, it'll actually kick the system completely out. They have to have both sensors to agree now.
Oh, cool. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's dropping in just for a few. Kathy, you want to stick around? The IT Crew's coming up any second, but I will tell you this, IT Crew. You're not coming on my show unless you're dancing. So if you can hear Big Daddy, you better be moving your ass like the show I saw the other night. Is it Gino?
Yeah, it's Gino, Pasquale, and John.
Yeah, Gino. And then John's the shy guy that was in the background.
No, Gino and him were on the show last night. John was doing another show last night. John's doing a documentary every Tuesday night at I think 8 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. He's doing a 1 hour documentary.
Oh, is that one cool. that one heavy one?
With the one, yes, with the female that was, talks about her life and it's pretty in depth. Yeah.
It's pretty intense. Yeah. Okay. If you want to put the link to that show, you can. Hopefully they'll support our show as well. All right. I see Gino. I see my boy in the bright blue shirt with the beautiful cross. We're going to bring him live. Bruno, why don't you do the honors and can you say something in Italian, something cool to bring him on? And hopefully the music's blasting. Look at these two. Look at these two.
Italian.
Yeah.
What's the good evening? Come on.
Think.
I can't think.
I got you. I'm not going to put you on spot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Daddy Roadshow. Our new friends, the IT Crew. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hey, let's do this.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom, for bringing us on. Thank you very, very much. It's an honor to come on.
You are. The honor's all mine, guys. Bruno's been pumping you guys. I don't have enough time to watch 2 or 3 shows a week. And you guys were on the other night playing a tribute to the Mummers. Do you have that tuned? We should show people what you guys are all about.
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little something quick about the Mummers. When I wrote my New Year's Jam back in 2000, I wanted to get it out there and donate it to the Mummers Association. And we did 2, actually. I did a Mummers Jam 1 and a Mummers Jam 2. So when we finally got out there in 2000, when the Mummers went around the hall, they played it, they plugged it, and it was like the greatest thing in the world, because when they took the Mummers off Broad Street, you know, this song, the Mummers Jam 1 and 2, went around City Hall for about a couple more years before they took it off the parade off of Broad Street. So I feel
wait. We're talking about Philadelphia here. My beloved Phillies. You're talking about Broad Street in Philly.
Yes.
So you're telling
Gino's his hometown, Philadelphia.
Oh, well, I'm from Brooklyn, so calm your ass.
You from Brooklyn? I'm originally from the Bronx. I'm always in Brooklyn, though.
I went to art school outside of Philadelphia. I hung out in Philly a long time. My Phillies are in Philly. I love both you guys. Don't sweat it. We're just breaking your balls.
Yeah. I want to give a big shout out to Bruno. Brother Bruno. We love Bruno. He's a big supporter of us.
Yes, he is.
Love him.
And around here, we call him Uncle Bruno.
Okay, now on, we're going to call him Uncle Bruno.
Thank you.
Uncle Bruno's in the house. Thank you, Uncle Bruno, for all the love and support for the IET crew. And Tom, thank you again.
I'm going to see you guys soon.
Okay, really quick, since my show's a variety show, the Mummers, I guess, just like I'm a past president of the Elks Lodge, I'm sure the Mummers aren't as big as they used to be in the 60s and the 70s. We can all remember seeing these huge musical acts coming down Broad Street in Philly during the parades. So now you're telling me what? They're fading out? They're not what they used to be?
No, they're not what it used to be. They actually, they march now from one block to another, and then they go off, and then they go back to Snyder Avenue, and then they'll march from Snyder Avenue to, say, Washington Avenue, and then they go off, and then they go around City Hall. It wasn't like it used to be where it went straight down Broad Street, from Broad and Oregon all the way to City Hall. And then they marched around City Hall. So they took the spirit kind of out of that, so I felt like, before that all happened, I wanted to get the New Year's Jam 1 and 2 out. And at least I could say we went around City Hall with history.
Yeah, that's cool. You guys are doing that. And that's a shame. That is really, they were amazing entertainers, and just the work they must have done on those costumes must have been ridiculous.
Oh my God, the costumes are a lot of money.
I remember reading that they were, reading that they were very heavy as well. So these guys were not only performing, but they were carrying immense weight.
Oh, absolutely.
And they could dance. So everybody, let's have you guys explain what you guys do. I could tell you before you even say a word, it's a good time. It's all in love, and it reminds me, it's just really cool for just chilling. And I was sitting in my chair, I was dancing. I hate to say it, between the two of you, the smiler in the foreground is the best dancer.
Thank you so much.
That's this guy here.
Yeah, it's all about love, showing love and support,
Well, let's show people what you do.
Down, we'll bring them up,
You gotta remember, it's a Monday night, it's the starting of the week. So why not start it off with a decent show? You know what I mean?
Why not? We'll make everybody smile. We love our fans. We show a lot of love for them. We met a lot of fans so far, which is good. We're going to hang out with them. We're not really like quiet. We get involved with the fans as well, which that's nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You were giving shout outs to me and Uncle Bruno, and that's what, it's interactive.
Support, if somebody's ill, they'll let us know. We'll sing a song for them. We'll put a smile on them. If we need to go out and surprise them, depends where it is, we'll go out and do that as well.
Well, just a warning, me and Bruno are going to come and party with you guys some night. You watch and see.
By the way, you're not that far from me.
No, I know where you are. What do you think? I don't know where you guys are?
We got to get together one day, Tom.
We're in the hills.
He's not far from us.
They threw us city boys in the hills.
Hey, don't you be telling people where Big Daddy is. Don't you be doing that.
I think it's so awesome y'all keeping up the traditions.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
absolutely.
Pastor Bob, I am going to ask you to go back into the back office just so I can give them
Yes,
a bigger
please.
screen because I want
Yes.
the people to see when they get dancing, and we're going to hear a number or two, and then we'll move on to our next subject. But,
Okay, here we go.
ladies and gentlemen, the It Crew, take it away, guys.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
For you there, we are going to give them the New Year's Jam since you like dancing so much.
New Year's Jam?
Yeah. it's the New
Oh, New Year's Jam. All right.
Year's. All right. You ready to rock?
Yeah, we're ready to rock.
Hey, guys, real quick.
Yeah.
Pastor Bob just did a big shot of Jack Daniels to get ready for your gig. It's hysterical. Oh, this is
You
awesome.
might have to do more than a shot of Jack.
Oh,
Because like him, I was also in Iraq.
oh, cool. God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah, I was paying attention there and listening to what I'm a U.S. Merchant Marine, so
Oh,
we
cool.
we are the first guys that go out when something breaks off. We're the first ones to go. You
I
ready?
know.
Yeah,
Here we go.
we're ready.
You ready for this dancing guy?
Yeah, we're ready. Keep
Yeah,
them
we're
in
ready.
camera. Keep them in camera.
Now this is the New Year's Jam. Now you have to strut. You do.
Okay.
You gotta
You
move
need a
the
small
camera
umbrella
back.
or something. There you go
Oh, umbrella.
for Tommy
All right, here it is.
and
Hit it.
and for the Phillies. How about
All right,
that?
in Philly, yes.
How about that?
Back
Now,
yourself up a little, Pasquale.
he's gonna pump it up here in a minute. Let me see what. Oh,
It's okay. You guys take your time. We got nothing but time here.
Yeah, we're gonna play right here. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Hey, Bruno, he needs an octopus.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, Pat, get ready.
I am ready.
This is the It Crew doing their thing, everybody.
Yeah, we love technical difficulties. We just love them.
We know all about them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, every time you want to do something, that's what happens. But we apologize. Give us a couple of minutes.
We always have to improvise.
Guys, Big Daddy's got your back. It's okay. Don't you sweat this. It's okay.
Rock on. That's what I'm talking about. And
Bruno, they forgot to plug their keyboard in. It's okay.
No.
Big deal.
keyboard's in.
Nothing.
Keyboard is in.
That.
In their defense, they had no warning for this visit tonight. So
That's right. They
It's all
were
right.
put spot on.
There we go. New Year's Jam coming up. I hope you can hear that. All the mamas out there, it's such a great work.
these guys are great. Yes.
Everybody,
You guys can hear that, right?
Oh, yes, we can. Yes, yes.
Very good. All they need is the costume.
Hey, 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 hey. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. They should have come on in costume.
Guys, bring it down, guys.
And then we'll just change it out to the other one.
Guys, bring it. They're not gonna stop.
You got him going.
No. I got you going, guys. Really quick, turn it down a second. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
No wonder that guy's thin. What the hell, man? You listen. These guys do this every Monday?
Every Monday we are live. Every Monday from 8 to 11.
8 to 11, and they will dance like that for hours.
We dance. We give special shout outs. We sing for our fans. Like I said, if somebody's ill, we'll probably bring them up, sing a song for them.
We also have our CD out.
I was just going to ask you, do some plugs. Let's talk about the Brooklyn Shirt Company and all that too.
Well, the Brooklyn brand shirt.
Brooklyn brand, I have nothing to do with that.
No, we don't have
I just buy the clothes. I have nothing to do with the Brooklyn brand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were all decked out in your Brooklyn brand T-shirt.
No, I love the clothing that they make. Brooklyn brand. If you go on mybrooklynbrand.com, you get any shirt.
You mean to tell me they don't put no money in a brown bag for you for doing that?
No, well,
they should.
They should, but
at least
we're friends. We're friends.
Okay, that sounds cool. Friends is good.
Yeah, we help everybody out. You know, we could help somebody. Why not help? You know what I mean?
I hear you. Well, you know what? We could use some
help. Help each other, love each other, and respect. Well, you don't have that, you have nothing.
Hey, guys, I love your heart.
We need your help. You tell everybody in Philadelphia about the Big Daddy Road Show because we're coming. We're coming to the comedy clubs. We're going to come to the Philadelphia Phillies games, and we're not taking prisoners.
Now, Tom, because you're from Brooklyn, you want to hear the Brooklyn song? We'll sing it for you.
I remember you singing the Brooklyn song. Do it, yeah.
Okay, let's do the Brooklyn Man song for him. And Uncle Bruno is in the house.
Now listen, Uncle Bruno,
Bruno.
We love Uncle Bruno. He's a big supporter. We love him.
Now, just keep in mind, the Brooklyn Man song is, we have it here on our CD here. You can go to iTunes or Google Play. If you don't and check out it on iTunes or Google Play. But you have to type in Gino, Pasqua, and John, and then our Brooklyn Man song will come up. You'll have the Brooklyn Man song, the acapella, and the instrumental. Same way with Only in My Dream, acapella, instrumental. But the Only in My Dream, because we love the doo-wop. I love the doo-wop style, so I try to bring that old school back, but and do an upper date. Tom,
if you like, we'll do the Brooklyn Man song. We'll do Stay With Me, Only in My Dream. They're beautiful songs.
Hold on a second. I got a whole show here. I got a whole bunch of people coming. Why don't you do the Brooklyn song for me and Bruno, and then we're going to fade out. We'll say goodnight, and we'll have you back again. You can play a song or two next time.
We'll be more than happy.
Cool. We'll make it every couple of weeks we'll make it a regular appearance with the IT Crew.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll keep sharing. We'll keep sharing out all over the place.
Oh, you're going to want to share this show with your friends. I guarantee it. They're going to dig this.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, Jack Theory said he's our comedian on the show. He wants to know what the over and under is for the number of times you're going to clap during this next song.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm sick of this song already.
It's a beautiful song. It's one of the best songs made for Brooklyn, really. I don't know if you heard it, but it's really, really beautiful.
Listen, to be honest with you, I think this Brooklyn song is going to be something like the Rocky theme song. For Rocky.
Yeah.
For Sylvester Stallone. I think it should be that it's anthem. My opinion. That's just my opinion.
Are you really a Phillies fan?
Yes, I am.
I'm in love with you, man. You and me are blood brothers. Okay, let's hear it. The Brooklyn song. Let's do this.
Find the Brooklyn Man song.
All right, everybody. This is the IT Crew. Be sure to check them out on Facebook and all other platforms on the internet.
Yes. Make sure you go to
every Monday, 8 p.m. We are live.
Monday, 8 p.m. They are live. Pastor Bob, I'm going to drop you just to give them a little more screen, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Okay, now why is this doing this?
Why is it not working out?
I have no idea.
Oh boy, Gino. This computer's always playing around.
Uncle Bruno, we
apologize.
Don't, Uncle Bruno, they're worried. Why are they worried on my show? There's no reason. We screw up all the time with equipment.
Well, no, it's just this Mac runs a little slow. And it's old. That's why.
You know what? We're old. That's it. Everybody on this screen right now is old. We're
getting old. Yeah, time is going too fast, so we have to enjoy ourselves.
Exactly. So while he's fixing it, we'll just talk. How did you guys meet? Are you guys family or are you guys friends? How did you guys meet?
No, I met Gino through my brother John. He's also part of the IT crew. There's three of us. He's not here tonight with us.
Okay.
My brother John, we brothers, two brothers, and an amazing friend, Gino original from Philadelphia.
All right.
Yeah, he met my brother first, and then I met him, and we were hooked up. He loves music. He does everything from scratch. Gino is the master.
Yeah, I heard him whittling on the keyboards the other night. We'll catch it at another time, but I would give him time to cue this up. Now, let me ask you, how'd you run into Uncle Bruno?
Well, Uncle Bruno's been a big fan. I tell you the truth. We never met him.
You guys don't have anything to do with like his business or anything, right?
No, we never met Bruno, but we are dying to meet Bruno.
I got women all over the country dying to meet Bruno.
Yeah, we're supposed to go to a live show last month, but we couldn't make it.
Right. Well, since you're close by,
we're gonna meet up, Uncle Bruno. Listen, we have a couple.
We're coming to the casino. We have to come to the casino. We'll do that.
If you guys,
we could meet up at the Sands. You're not far, Tom.
Bethlehem. I got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I go there once in a while. I'll go hang out. I meet some people there. I mean, we have a casino here, but I'm not crazy about it.
I know what you're saying. I
like the Sands better.
Right.
The greatest thing about Uncle Bruno there, Fortello Bruno, is that he's been with us through the ups and downs, and that's what makes it very,
special.
Awesome.
Very special and
Yeah.
down to earth.
Guys, I don't know how far down you went, but Uncle Bruno's been with me when I passed out drunk into the Christmas tree live on my show, so I'm pretty sure.
That's a good one.
Listen,
Wow.
that's loyalty there. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this guy's gold. This guy's word is gold.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
telling you, he's old school like Big Daddy. A handshake, a verbal thing. If we say we're going to be there, we're there.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's the kind of people I dig. Go. I mean, are you ready yet? Is this? I'm going to come down and throw that apple out the window.
Yeah, I think what we should do.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a 2009 Mac. It's an old Mac.
Maybe we should take it and go off the
Yeah,
Marizano
wait,
bridge.
wait, guys, hold up. You know, in the spirit of giving, right? I just had my show had donated. They donated this monstrous machine to me we call it the Octopus.
Yeah.
Ryan, who is usually my co-host, and he's got a son that has strep throat, and he would literally be here, my co-host, but he can't be.
Missing a great show tonight.
Listen, he is very good at computers. I have an Apple computer that's been sitting, and it's so cool. You can see into it. I'm gonna ask him, because you're friends of Uncle Bruno, and Uncle Bruno's done so much for me. I'm gonna ask him if that's better than what you have, or if he could soup it up for you guys, and we're just gonna get it to you on the house. Okay? I'm gonna tell you. I bet. And also, he had some suggestions about your sound. And he had them for me too, and I got one item for $58, and the sound is so much better. So I'm gonna hook you up with my computer guru Ryan, and we're gonna end up making everybody sound better.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
We appreciate that so much.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't know what the hell to do with this damn Apple. I don't like Apple products, so I'm thrilled to see somebody get it that likes music, because they're known for music. So
Yeah, the Mac is a strong industry for the music and movies and commercials and all that.
You see the power of Uncle Bruno working here tonight? You see the power?
Yes, I see.
I'll have that.
Also, we have a YouTube. We got 2 YouTube channels.
Yo, wait a second. Hold up. You're going to promote your YouTube channels too?
No, wait a minute. No.
Wait a second.
Where you can find the Brooklyn Man song.
And all our music is on there.
It's all on the music.
We have all our music on YouTube. If you go on the John Teddy.
Okay, listen, all these links, as soon as you go off the air after this song, you put all these links in this show so that people can see them, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Now we're all going to say a prayer for your computer right now.
Oh,
yeah.
It needs more than a prayer. I think it needs a little shot of Jack Daniels. If you know what
I think it needs a little glass of homemade wine.
Yeah. Not only that, I think it might need a little 420 too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You gotta have some fun while we do this. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I should have played the 420 song.
Well, we'll do the Brooklyn Man song.
All right, hold on.
Uncle Bruno's off the air to put your links up for you. There they are, right up on the screen right now.
Oh, thank you so much there, Uncle Bruno. I can't wait to meet Uncle Bruno. I really can't. Yeah, he goes to my neighborhood once in a while, Little Italy out there. I'm dying to meet him.
What am I, chopped liver? What the hell?
Oh, you're more than welcome. I don't know if you want to come that far, Tom.
Hey, I've never been to Little Italy or anything. I want to go do it.
Are you guys ready for the Brooklyn Man song?
We're ready.
We're ready. Go.
Okay,
here we go. We're going to rock the house.
Come on. Did you guys hear that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Vamos to sing it for you. You ready to sing it for him? You can sing it for him. This is Italian, right? Put your leg on it. I'm a Brooklyn man, with a simple plan, run the streets of the neighborhood. I'm from Brooklyn man, with a simple plan,
on the streets of the neighborhood. I'm the type of man that people whisper about in the streets of Brooklyn and around the neighborhood. My attitude is like the roll of the dice. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's nice. Then my attitude would change. The cold as ice. Had to work my way up. Had to earn myself a name. In a place where I grew up, in the neighborhood. Started out at 13, always getting in fights. But this was the lesson I needed to come into the line. I'm from Brooklyn, with a simple plan, on the streets of the neighborhood. I'm from Brooklyn, man, with a simple plan, on the streets of the neighborhood. Hey yo, right time, welcome to the neighborhood, Brooklyn town. I love that guitar. Woo! Yes. I'm a man of my word. My name is on the street. I run with a crew that always watching over me. I took it off the silence. Loyalty is our thing. This is the life I've chosen into the day I die. I'm from Brooklyn, man, with a simple plan, run the streets of the neighborhood. I'm from Brooklyn, man, with a simple plan, run the streets of the neighborhood. I'm from Brooklyn, man, simple plan. I'm from the neighborhood. I'm from Brooklyn, man. I'm from Brooklyn, man. I had a dream that one day I would be a leader. And now that I'm boss, nothing goes down without my say. Because my hometown is my neighborhood.
I think you're.
How do you like it, huh?
I like it a lot, guys. I like it a lot. I think your camera's drooping, though. Uncle Bruno's gone putting your graphics up, but Pastor Bob in Texas is giving you some claps too. So
Freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Uncle Bruno. Thank you.
You know what? I want to tell you a small, funny, quick story.
Oh, please.
1 minute.
Okay, that's what our show is. It's all about stories.
But it's funny how one guy from Philadelphia and two guys from the Bronx, I came up with the Brooklyn Man song, and it was like, I don't think people knew how to take it, but when I wrote I'm from Brooklyn Man, I also wrote it about all neighborhoods from Philly, Delaware, Baltimore, New York, North Jersey. You understand where I'm coming from?
Hold up. Let me help you out there before you get yourself in trouble in Northeast PA. From Pittston, Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. My cousin, her mother's Italian. She cooks me all my Italian food. These are the people. Listen, Dun Dun, my cousin Donna, we call her Dun Dun. Dun Dun, tell all the Italians in Hazleton to go see the It Crew. It's old school. It's old school.
Yeah. Old school, real deal. Yeah.
But with that being said, with coming together and coming and bringing this idea is that not only Brooklyn can enjoy, but people that came from that type of neighborhood would understand how it was and how it would be.
What the hell is Uncle Bruno doing? Uncle Bruno's back, guys.
Hey, what's up, Bruno. He's the man, Bruno.
That oh my God. Listen, I hope we come to Arthur Avenue. I hope we run into each other.
We
Brother
will,
Bruno,
I promise. We will get together this summer.
We should meet up at the biggest feast in Arthur Avenue, Ferragosto this year.
That's something we'll make that plan happen.
It's a big thing. If you love Italian food, that is the place to be.
But Tom's from Brooklyn.
Listen to me.
Absolutely.
Why do you think I'm fat? It's because I like Italian food. No,
Yeah.
seriously, this is a serious thing. I told Bruno this on the show many times. I don't make this up. My parents had everybody, Hazleton back in the day was Polish, Italian, Irish, and we became really close friends with a lot of Italian neighbors. And when I would go in the house, right, they always the food was amazing.
Jaman, if you don't eat, you can't leave the house. You have to eat.
Yes.
But let me ask you something, Mr. Blue.
You insult an Italian if you don't eat
But
when
here's
somebody
what
invites you in.
But here's what I don't understand. What's the gentleman's name in the bright blue?
That's Pasquale.
Pasquale. How are you thin? How are you thin?
I don't know, but I eat a lot. Believe me, I eat
He eats like a mortadella.
prosciutto, mortadella. We just made homemade sausage. If you go close, I'll give you a couple homemade sausages.
I'm on a
made
diet.
100 pounds because I'm going to have a big bash, 4th of July. I have a lot of people coming up, and that's what we're going to get
They
together.
almost burned the neighborhood. They almost burned the neighborhood down. You should see their 4th of July party.
You got some fireworks?
Yeah, we get nuts. Yes.
All right,
we have a good time. Listen, we live once. You got to have a good time. You have to show love, respect. If you don't have that, you have nothing.
I like you guys.
Freaking
A lot
awesome,
of
guys.
people today, they don't have that because a lot of their parents didn't teach them right from the beginning.
Look, that's like in my neighborhood in South Philly. South Philly's not the same anymore. 9th Street's not the same anymore. All these Italian owners that had businesses strong in South Philly on 9th Street, they all moved over to Jersey. And the kids were supposed to take over the business to keep it running, but the kids didn't want to do that. They want to, do their own thing.
It's not that here, Tom. It's not Pennsylvania no more. It's New York, Pennsylvania. Everybody's up here. It's from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Long Island, Yonkers. They're all up here, which is good. I love it.
Like I said, my parents grew up here, but we came back when I was a baby in '67. So Flatlands and Flatbush and Brooklyn's not the same either. But hey, all the good people are welcome. All the good people are welcome, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
It's amazing. We all grew up in the time that a man's word was his bond.
Yeah, let's get back. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to that.
You want to do one more song for them? Only My Dreams?
If they want, yeah.
No,
Who wants to do one more song?
Do one more. Do In My Dreams, and then they'll go out.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna do it because Uncle Bruno said to do it, but I have other people.
Thank you. We love you.
I got other people in the queue, so I don't want to be rude to them. But guys,
okay, we apologize.
No. I don't. I wouldn't have you on my show if I didn't like what you're all about. Trust me on that.
Listen to me. You like the old school music, like the old doo-wop and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes, I love those.
Yeah.
So what I did with this song, because I gave it to Pat and his wife, I brought a little doo-wop back, but into a newer, updated version.
Okay, here we go. Let's put it on. Let's let them hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All the way in Texas, you get your speakers turned up.
That's right.
You guys are being listened to all over the world eventually. After this live, thousands of people are going to see this. So hopefully you'll get a couple.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you. Much love for you all. Thank you. Okay.
The IT crew on Big Daddy Roadshow.
Can't wait to go to bed. I see her dancing in my head, and I know the dream. My friends with remedies, they call me crazy for falling in love with a girl of my dreams, only in my dreams. That's where you and I will be. We were having so much fun, as the lights were turned on, as she turned to me with a smile and kiss. and she's gone. She's gone. I would sit and stare at the wall to see her face again. Continue our romance in my dream. Never thought I'd fall in love with an image in my mind. I know that it's just a dream, only in my dream. That's where you and I will be. We were having so much fun, as the lights were turned on. As she turned to me with a smile and a kiss, and she's gone. She's gone. You guys figure that out?
Good job, guys. Listen, I can't thank you enough. I do have to keep moving this show along.
Okay.
But you guys have a open, you can come every couple of weeks and come say hello to the Big Daddy crew, okay?
Absolutely. Hey, real quick.
Hey.
What's your favorite cheesesteak place? Gino's.
Which one is the white cheese?
The white cheese.
Tony Luke's.
No. The guy on the one side's orange and the other one's white. What is it? I don't know. What are you putting pressure on me for? I have diabetes. I can't even eat this shit no more. I like the white cheese. So whichever one has the white cheese, but I'm not kicking the old cheese. It's just I used to be on that government cheese program when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah. I remember that cheese.
We came from the poor side of the tracks. We weren't the rich Irish, you know, we were the poor Irish.
That's
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Let me let Bruno come back and say goodnight to you guys, and then we'll move it along. Thank you so much, Ed Crew. I appreciate it.
Guys, thanks so much.
Geno's, Big Daddy.
Brother Bruno, much love for you all. Thank you, Tom, Bruno, and the fella right here with the amazing hat.
Oh wait,
I love that.
that's Pastor Bob on the Big Daddy Road Show.
Pastor Bob, thank you for tuning in with us.
All
Thank
right,
you,
guys.
Man, y'all were awesome. Thank you so much for that last song. That was awesome.
I
All
appreciate
the
it.
fans that are watching, thank you all so much for taking time out and watching us. Much love for you all. Please check us out Monday Night Live, 8 p.m. every Monday.
We'll be sure to
We're
share.
gonna bring you up live if you come on up.
Brother Bruno, yeah.
sharing it.
Guys, come on the show. We'll bring you up live.
That's it.
More than
We'll
happy
share
to
it.
bring you up live.
Take care.
Right.
Have a good night.
All right, guys. I guess I could come.
That was awesome.
Woo! My headset though, it doesn't have a volume control. I was hearing it on 11. Guys in the Ed Crew, thank you very much. You guys rocked it. Very good job. Very good job.
That was awesome.
And
I told you those guys are awesome.
And he's a smart guy. He's a Phillies fan. I love this guy. And the guy in the blue's cute. I'm not gonna lie. The guy in the blues
for being a Phillies fan, but I mean, you know, their doo-wop was awesome.
The Texas Rangers. You really just got to stop, Pastor Bob. The Texas Rangers. All right, guys. I hope you will watch our show, and I hope you'll share this segment with your friends, the It Crew. And guys, you're not going to believe who's in the back office and probably has something smart alecky to say, but it's our comedian friend Jack Neary. Here he comes live on the Big Daddy Road Show.
Oh yeah.
Why do you guys always?
What's up, Jack?
Wait a minute. You got to say the chef of Jack because I saw what he cooked tonight.
What was he cooking?
He did some type of jalapeno stuffer, popper, or something. It looked pretty good.
Hold on a second. I have to talk to the back office. Pasquale, you got to go. You're already friended me. Get in the chat. I can't hear you when you're in the back office, only when you're live. You're talking to nobody. You're talking to the screen. Go talk to everybody in the chat.
He has to come back in. He has to go out and come back in.
Yes, I don't know what he's doing.
Go back in through Facebook.
He's doing a lot of this. He's doing a lot of this, a lot of this. I don't know. I think that's gang signs. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm going to get whacked. All right, Pasquale, go and hang out in the chat. I hope you watch the show. Appreciate
Uncle Bruno's going to have to dig another grave.
Oh, no. All right, Jack. So you had the over under on the clapping. It was only on the first tune if you paid attention.
Yeah, no. His hands got busy a little
Are
bit.
you even old enough to remember the really big mummers parades?
No.
I didn't think so. If you guys could, if the young people watching could remember the 60s and the 70s, when you saw the mummers come down Broad Street in Philadelphia, you were watching something special. The banjos, the horns, but the elaborate costumes that these organizations put together. It probably, I would assume that they put those costumes as soon as this year's event happened. They started working on next year's event immediately.
That's similar to Mardi Gras. They do a thing like Mardi Gras when they get.
It's a shame.
Up.
I know there are still groups. I know there's still groups out there, but they're like a lot of the old bugle corps.
The mummers used to rival the Macy's Day Parade.
Yes.
For New Year's.
They don't use real metal for instruments anymore. Everything's all plastic.
Bruno says, thank you, Id Crew, for coming on the Big Daddy Roadshow. You guys rock. That's the truth. Thank you. So now, switching gears, what do you got for us, Jack?
I don't know. I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys for a minute.
All right, I'll see. I'll just drop you then. Seriously, you just want to after moving our asses like that, you're just going to come in and okay, everybody, just take a Valium.
Just take us down a little.
Take a Valium.
I made poblano peppers, and I stuffed them with quinoa.
That's right, poblano peppers.
Poblano.
Yeah. So I should be falling asleep around 3 a.m. and I'll be up bright and early at 5.
That's called chilerinos. You take the poblanos, you cut it, you stuff it with meats and cheeses, and then you put a sauce over the top of it and wrap it in bacon and stuff.
They're delicious.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I wish
Pastor
I had
Bob, if you wrap a piece of dog crap in bacon, that's going to be good, okay?
Well, it would still be, you're up in Vermont, so the dog crap would still be really hard, right? So you just wrap the bacon right in the, right?
Yes.
It wouldn't be mushy dog crap until like June, right? So you're still getting the full rock hard load.
Right. Obviously, I need to go take a break. You guys have fun.
How you doing today, Jack?
Sounds
like you ate good.
I did. I'm on this crazy for Lent every year, and it's not a religious thing. I tell people that all the time, but for Lent every year, I kind of take good stock in myself and my body, and I try to get myself ready for spring. I take a lot of time out of the year, beat myself up, and I probably, drink too much and eat all the wrong food. So for 40 days, I buckle down. I don't do any soda, no candy, no meat, no fried food, and no booze.
So I do all that except for the meat. I have to have my meat.
No, listen,
my
I
inch
get
and a
it.
half steaks and,
Well, in Texas,
T-bones.
they let you go out and stab the cattle with machete, don't they?
Yes, pretty much.
You could butcher that thing right on the sidewalk.
Yes.
They go, there's Bob. He's butchering somebody else's cattle, right?
Well, see, that would be cattle rustling, and that's still a hanging offense here in Texas.
You start waving the tail around, right? Like you won something. I don't know what goes on down there.
Dawson, was that a real was that a real live steer that Dawson was on at the stockyard, or is that a one? Is that real?
Yes, that was a real longhorn.
Longhorn. And what do they have it tied down so it doesn't take off?
Pretty much.
Who do you think lived in greater fear?
They're pets.
Who do you think lived in greater fear, the steer or Dawson?
The fear.
Right, like if that steer was smart enough to know what goes through Dawson's head, right? I'm just saying, like, if that was like, because that steer's obviously smart enough to know that he's like the riding steer. You can't do any messed up thing, or you go to the steer factory, right? You never see anything ever again, right? They put you alongside a horse that broke his leg, and it's over. So he obviously knows.
That longhorn had a big smile on his face. The only reason why is it hasn't been slaughtered yet.
Who's
Jack,
longhorn?
sometimes you're just not right in the
Dawson's
head.
or the cows. I can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a weird paradigm. Like, who is who? Who's riding what? I don't know anything to look at. Look, Dawson looks really happy, right? And the steer looks really confused. And that has nothing, like, I would be confused if I had another man on top of me and I had all this extra gear, right? I look sad and confused like that steer, but I can't do anything because then they ship you. I don't know anything about any of this information either. I don't know the inner working of a cattle's mind. One of the craziest things I've ever seen, I was watching this documentary, and I don't know what they were getting, but they were getting like something from the inner workings of a cow. Like the cow's stomach was exposed, right? And the cow was alive, like smiling, and people were digging stuff out of it.
Yeah.
It was what was it?
Ritalin. It's the stuff that they make the cheese out of.
Isn't that crazy?
So nah.
That doesn't seem crazy to you. Like if
No.
I could see the inside of your stomach and then I could stick my hand in and grab shit, and you're still sitting there going, let's do some prayers.
Well, what they do is they put a hole in the side of the cow all the way to the stomach, and then they can look in there and see how the cow digests its food and stuff like that, and then they can pull the renin and stuff like that out of the stomach.
Yeah, I know, but like we say it's that's not weird. But like if it was you and somebody was just like, this is Pastor Bob's day, right? And they just stick their arm in, and you're like, no, I'm doing great. Like for the cow, it seems like a normal day. But if it was like somebody else, there's a picture of Dawson after he's done riding the cow. The cow's over in the pasture explaining to his friends. He's like, man, I wish he would have just tipped me. Right? So he's all embarrassed. They're like, you let that guy ride you?
Speaking of that, I got a comical story for you, Jack. When we were kids, me and several of my stepbrothers and stuff were out in the pasture. We had this bright idea that we were going to take a rope and tie around the bull's legs and trip it so it would fall over. So two of them took off running, went around the cow. Another one roped it. Well, when he roped it and the two pulled tight on the legs, the cow jumped and took off running. And the one that had roped it, his arm got caught in the rope, so it drug him about 300 foot, and his head actually ended up hitting the rock, which knocked him off of the rope. And he was sitting there doing the chicken dance. You know what the chicken dance is, right?
Yeah, so you flapping your arms?
Yeah, we're sitting there going like that, chicken dance. So we thought, he's pretty much done for. So it's like we went back and told Dad, it's like, Kevin's doing chicken dance out there. So he made us go out and pick him up and carry him back to the house. Of course, he had a concussion and stuff, but
I think you just made a legitimate argument for cell phones. That's the first really good argument I've ever heard for cell phones. Like, remember what we used to do when we were kids? Yeah, man, we used to go out and play tag and stuff. You're like, no, what we used to do is we used to go out and think that we could outsmart and outstrong the bull.
it's only about a 2,500-pound bull, but I mean,
Yeah, there was 3 of us and we were 9. That's what,
Exactly.
That's the only argument where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give my kid this thing that manipulates their life for 8 hours. That's hilarious. I would like to see that. Like if you go onto YouTube and you pass all the age requirements, you could find some weird stuff. How about this? This is crazy. I was on YouTube. Don't judge me. Not for that, but not for being on YouTube. You can only judge me like if I'm from like China and I'm on YouTube, right? But like I was on YouTube and I was like, I want to watch boxing, right? So I turned to boxing. I'm like, wait, let me watch animals fighting. And I just went down this road, and like 10 minutes later, I'm signing off this waiver to watch cockfighting. And no, but like I'm like, no, but here's the problem. So like I'm looking at my wife because I always look to her for things. I'm like, baby, do you believe I have to sign a waiver on YouTube? And she's like, for what? I'm like, for cockfighting. I'm a grown adult. I can watch 2 cocks going at it. And she's like, what possesses you to want to watch that? I was like, I don't know. I was watching boxing, and I wanted to watch something without arms fly at each other. I don't know. But, like, you have to sign, like, I have to prove I'm 18, so I'm going through my Facebook catalog. I'm sending YouTube pictures. I'm doing all this stuff.
No, Dawson, let's just get this straight. Jack was watching 2 chickens fight, not...
Yeah, I wasn't watching 2 guys with fully blown up swords, joust. I wasn't watching that, I wasn't watching a good
Just wanted to
joust.
clarify. I just wanted to clarify just in case.
Yeah, this is cockfighting, not skin jousting. There's a complete and total, but I would think I'd have to sign a waiver for that also. And by the way, if in this fake skin jousting scenario, right, are we showing the face of the person doing the jousting, or is it just a close-up on the joust itself? I've got questions, Pastor.
I don't. You'll have to research that one and get back to us.
No, because then the government will have that on my list of things I look up. Like if you looked up my Google account now, I'm currently in the middle of reading the book 1984, and I'm smart enough to sit there and go, hey, I don't know what this word means. Let's make this sentence make sense for us. So every once in a while, I'll be looking up words on Google like oligarchy and all this. So I'll be looking up oligarchy and socialism. That's all I need is jousting, penis jousting on my on my Google search, right? I don't need that, right? They're like, so he's trying to start his own country. Okay, everyone's equal, and their main sport's penis jousting. All right, that's go get Neary.
And then all of a sudden he hears a knock at his door and Secret Service here. We need to talk to you for a few minutes.
Yeah, and you know what my wife would say? Go talk to him. I'm sick of it. I'm done talking to him. I don't need to. He's looking up cockfighting in the wee hours of the night for no reason.
Oh.
No, I don't know. That's what crazy. No, but it drove me crazy. Like I didn't understand. Like because you have to sign up for YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So I give them all my information already.
Right. They know how old you are.
That's what I'm saying. Now I got to sign these special waivers to watch these chickens in Venezuela go at it.
Hey, Nancy wants to know how many claps. What was the over-under?
I don't know. I didn't set it. I was looking for people to start placing their money down.
Well, obviously, Nancy had a bet in, so you owe her money now. You can't just do that and not pay out.
Whatever, Nick.
I had 300 over one, but
I'll tell you what, though. The other night, it's like all live shows. Some of them are, wilder than others. And the people in their chat on the It Cruise Live, to me, it just reminded me. You know what it reminded me of when my parents were alive.
Yes,
and
the good old days.
Yeah, I mean, the whole place would be packed with family, and that's the kind of stuff that was playing. And the kids would be. Then we would run off and play our heavy metal and Zeppelin and stuff like that. But it was a different world. So it's like going back in time, and you could see they put their heart and soul into it. And they really do have a good audience. The people in the chat are cool. Of course, there's an occasional troublemaker, but they handle that so well too. Shout out to you guys for that. They just kill them with kindness. They really do.
The It Crew is awesome. They were freaking awesome. I love their doo-wop song.
Yeah, I like the Brooklyn song, actually. I think that he's right. If that was, we're going to get Ryan to help them out because for just a few dollars, they can sound a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better. Oh, yeah, we were talking.
What they're talking about as far as the Brooklyn neighborhoods and stuff even goes down here in Texas. A man's word is his bond, and a handshake, you better count on it.
Well, the world works a lot better when you can.
Yes.
Plus, with just a handshake, you can't prove anything, right?
Believe it or not, it is law here in Texas. A handshake is a legal contract.
Really?
Yes.
Hey,
it does not have to be written or anything. It is a legal contract that can be enforced by full weight of the law.
Up here in Pennsylvania, a written signed contract isn't even a legal contract.
Yeah, sometimes that's true.
You got to know somebody up here.
Hey, Jack, does your wife have you in the closet or something? You have worse lighting than Lupo tonight.
No, this is great. This is bar lighting. This is right where I need to be.
Oh, you got subdued for some drinking?
I'm in my kitchen. No, I'm not drinking. I'm in my kitchen. I can turn the light on.
Big Daddy, I think we got one of the best comics around there with Jack.
Oh, we got Jack and a lot more, but Jack's on fire. I told him, didn't I? I told you the other night. I love it. He's on the rail. All Jack has to do is be Jack. That's it.
Yes.
Period.
I love Jack. He's
be
great.
Jack, and you got it. Hit the stage running.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome, man. Much deserved. Let's see. Nancy says next time I want to be the do lady in the what? Wait a second. Okay, that sounds wrong, Nancy, but you know how that goes. Nancy's.
Wait, what'd
She-
that say? So she wants
No, I'm not. No, because you could make it into. All right, here you read it. Go
Nancy
ahead.
wants to do the
next time I want to do Lady.
I think she
in
wants to
Red.
do the. I think she wants to do the It Crew. I'm not sure, but I'm. She's look. We're
No,
all
no, no.
adults here. We're all adults here.
She wants to be the lady in the red. Lady in Red. She wants to wear like a red dress while they're having their music going on, like that song "Lady in Red." That's
Yes.
what she wants to be.
That's Krista Berg, isn't it? The lady in
I
red.
think so. See, I didn't do anything with that.
Bernadette says Jack's hysterical. We agree,
Yes,
Bernadette.
I agree completely. I love Jack.
Hopefully,
Oh, thank you.
Now he could also get serious too.
yeah.
We've had
Okay,
several
and
serious
that's
good
right. And
conversations.
because this cluster F of a show is going just like I planned, they always go better than normal. Let's switch gears and get your take on this wall that just won't go away, guys. What's going on with the wall?
Okay, so let's clarify this. There is some portion of a wall already built, correct?
I believe there's
Yes.
always been a portion of.
See,
So-
some
so
of the
what-
wall is nothing but low 4x4s, basically 20-foot long, sitting on cinder block pillars.
Yeah,
That's
it looks
not-
terrible.
and that's
It looks
what
like
they
an
call-
unfinished. It looks like an unfinished tattoo, right?
Right.
It's like,
Now,
oh,
the
you're waiting
other
to color it
portions
in.
of the wall are actually steel barriers 30-foot tall with barbed wire at the top, or razor wire, or whatever you want to call it, concertina.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get down to the bottom of this. How did part of that wall get funded? I want that out there first. Right? I want to know who signed that. Because whoever got that signed and partially built, you need to get him into the conversation. He apparently convinced people to get funding forward to get some of this already built. And then somebody cut off his funding, and now his wall
Well, see-
looks like his wall looks like a hockey player's teeth.
Ever since Reagan, the wall has been proposed to be done, okay, by congressional bills. Now, what they've lacked to do is put the funding for that wall to be built. So they say, we're for the wall and we're going to build the wall, but then they don't fund the wall to build it.
Yeah, well,
See,
like,
because that's
okay.
a separate deal.
Everybody wants to say this wall is a stupid idea. Okay. Well, let's add, how many people have had this stupid idea? Because it's already, some of it's there, correct?
Yes, and it's both Democrats and Republicans, and it's been going on since Reagan.
Right, sure. But I want to see how many people have voted for, and there are portions that are already erect on this wall. Because
Right.
it's not, everybody wants to say that everybody's stupid. We want to talk about how dumb this Cortez lady is, even though she graduated from Boston College with an economics degree. We want to talk about how dumb Trump is. Well, but dude, the wall wasn't even actually his idea. It was somebody else's idea, and he's like, hey,
Right.
I know when architecture looks unfinished.
And you know what's even funnier about the whole situation? Trump is not doing anything new. He's going off of the Obama plan.
Oh, so Obama had a plan to finish the
Yes.
wall? Or?
Yes. It was the Obama plan to do the wall. And Trump is just trying to finish it, what he started.
Well, now, okay, so but is it the reason why? So, so Trump's plan to build, or Trump's reasoning to build this wall is to keep the Mexicans out and in their own country.
Well,
right?
to keep all the southern countries, plus the countries coming over from Middle East and stuff like that are sending people through. Because
And
we
all it's
got
gonna do
people
is-
from about 30 countries trying to come through the southern border.
Right, and all of it's going to do is really slow it down because they can go underground. El Chapo taught us that.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
It'll slow it down
enough.
enough that they can actually get a hold of the problem. Instead of having 100,000 come over a month, you'll end up with 5,000 to 10,000.
Sure, absolutely. But Obama's reasoning for building the wall was what? To stop, really, it
The
wasn't-
drugs and stuff like
yeah,
that.
was it to stop his set up gun running operation?
Probably.
Yeah, so, I think this is one of those times, right? And I understand that he likes to play to his base. But I think this is one of those times where if you use tricky words and lawyerly words, it probably would help the bill get passed. Sorry, you could scream wall until you're, you might want to say barrier, like he kind of
Right.
started the narrative. You might want to say, something else, right? That's not to
Exactly.
say that, hey, what if we did this? What if we built a wall, right? See, this is
Exactly.
what the dogs are. What if we built a wall, right?
Well, see,
But
that's
right in the,
Trump's biggest downfall is he does not know how to play politician.
but you have to a little bit at this level, even a little
Yes,
bit.
exactly. You have to
Like
know
if you
how to sit up there and do a little bit of the double talk and say, yes, we're trying to do this because of the X and Y and Z, and but we need to do this also because of A, B, and C, and da 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 da. And if
like
he would be able
Monopoly,
to do that, it would benefit him so much more.
like the game of Monopoly, right? Like you don't have to know everything about, but you need to know how to roll the dice, move your piece, count your money, stuff that you learn. You can't have like a kindergartner play. You got to wait till the kid
Exactly.
gets a little bit of math. So what about this? And I think this might be a better proposal. Okay, so we don't have a wall, at the Canadian border, but we do have what is it? We have customs, right?
Yes.
Canada works with us. What if we did a wall, but in the middle of it we set up a customs so that you have one central option. Like there are different ways to propose this, and I don't think that the most efficient way is screaming wall into a microphone.
Exactly. See,
It, it,
that's Trump's biggest downfall because he has done. If you actually look at what he has done everything that politicians have said they were wanting to do for the last 30 years. So on his actual policy of what he's gotten done, he's done good. But what he says sometimes gets so stupid and so far out there that people just instantly rebel against it just because of the way he's saying it.
but that also works for him. Like
Yes.
that
With his
also.
base, it works really good because he's not the politician, and so many people in this country are looking for regular people to be in office and not be politicians.
When he talks about, when he says he doesn't just say that they're killing babies, right? That wouldn't necessarily work. But when he
Right.
says that they're cutting off the heads of babies, blood is dripping from their necks in the streets, you get a horrific picture in your mind of what could actually. Now, it's not necessarily happening.
Right. But it could happen.
Exaggerating. He's exaggerating like a comic would.
Right.
And I think some of that works, but you have to figure that, okay, so you're going to get elected again, but then you have to go deal with lawyers and politicians. Like,
Exactly.
you have to figure out a middle ground here. The one thing I do agree with what he said was that he was talking about it. He was talking about Obamacare. First of all, it's not called Obamacare. It's called the Affordable Health Care
Affordable
Act.
Care Act. Yes.
Yeah, and if you call it Obamacare, I just knock your IQ points down 20. That's what I
Exactly.
personally do. You don't have to, but he said it was an expiring contract, right?
Yes. And it
people,
is.
without a doubt, it was. Okay, but by expiring contract, people are like, oh, well, yeah, like contracts expire. That's not actually what it was. Okay, it's like a baseball contract that gets inflated towards the end of a player's career.
Right. They start out with $100,000, and by the end of their career, they're making $1 million.
Right, and they're not worth that million,
Right.
So
Because they're past their prime.
Right, so they shipped them off to like the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they could sign autographs and fill seats.
Yes.
But again, like, can you go into some description? You do it with the kids' heads.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit. By the way, that would work for his base. Baseball is an American pastime.
Yes, it is.
So that would work right towards his base. So I don't, some things, it's almost Bush-like. Some things he's interested in talking about, other things he's just not.
Right.
And I think the things that he's uninterested in talking about is stuff that he actually gets right.
Exactly. I mean,
that's what
the businessman part of him, when he gets it right, he's not interested in talking about it.
Right, because he's like, well, I already get it, so we'll just do that, and then we'll move along. It's like, well, not everybody else necessarily gets
right. He's
that.
got to bring the rest of the country with him.
Yeah, he's only interested in the stuff that's like hard to fight.
Right.
Like he's like he's like a comic telling a house fire joke.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, hey, dude, you could talk. No, like that's a hard thing to get across. You know, it's a hard joke to do.
Yes, it is.
You know, but he's only interested in doing those kind of jokes. He doesn't want to do the airplane stuff.
Hey, Airplane. I have to make a suggestion that we switch gears to sports because you had a great show on Shot of Jack on Tuesday night. What time? 7 p.m.?
7 p.m.
I'm going to bail, put up a sports graphic. Tell us about the Final Four, who's left, and do a little sports talk, and I'll be back and we'll switch gears. I think we're going to talk about the cloud. I want to know more about this cloud business. But let's hit some sports, Jack, like only you can.
All right. So let's see. We've got Auburn playing Virginia. And we have
Auburn's the greatest.
Auburn's good. And tell you what, we've got Michigan State playing boys from your neck of the woods. Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, yes. I love Texas Tech, but I'm afraid Michigan's going to beat them out this year.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Why not?
No, because okay, so Michigan State. The way I looked at it was Texas Tech was as strong as Michigan State. Okay,
Right.
and that's why I have them. I had
But
Texas
Michigan
Tech.
State's got the experience.
Sure, but Texas Tech doesn't really care. They were beating Michigan 52-17 at halftime. Their coach's last name is Beard.
Right.
He was an assistant to a guy that you might be familiar with. His name is Bob Knight.
Yes. Oh, man,
You know,
Knight, he is the greatest.
But Beard is nuts too. Texas Tech, if you like defense, they're the best defensively or second best, depending on the night, in the nation.
Yeah, they're
And I
second
guess-
best in the nation. I'll agree with that one. Texas Tech
And-
is the second best.
And no one has really given them any credit. Like, they beat Michigan badly, and then they beat Gonzaga in Anaheim, right?
Right.
Everybody and their mother has been telling Michigan State for a week how great they are because they beat great athletes on a Duke team, but a definitely flawed team, right?
Yes.
And that's the worst thing that can happen if you're being patted on the back for a week and then going to a game with a team with a coach who learned from Bob Knight.
Yes.
I don't want that at all. Texas Tech is going to go in there and absolutely dominate. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. If Michigan hadn't been escalated as far as the accolades on the last week, I think they would have done a lot better than what they will.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tom Izzo will have them ready to play. But,
Yes.
you know, I'm just like, Texas Tech, no one cares that Texas Tech beat Gonzaga because everybody was like, Gonzaga was soft anyway. And no one
Right.
cares that they beat Michigan. In fact, half of the nation was split, didn't have them beat Michigan. I just think they go in there, and by halftime, Michigan State's like, dude, they are long. We are in over our heads, and they are serious. This is not Duke. Like, that's the other thing.
Right.
All Duke had to do was get into the Sweet 16 and show themselves long enough to get to up all their draft statuses.
Right. Yeah, they're
You
definitely
like
going to have to
Auburn,
play
though.
ball. Because if they don't play
You like
ball,
Auburn,
they're
right?
Texas Tech's going to beat them.
Yeah, I think so. You like Auburn, right?
Yes.
Dude, I like Auburn for the same reason that I like Texas Tech. Auburn,
Yes.
Championship game, and Auburn was up by 16. They were beating Tennessee by 16. They had an open layup, and they kicked the ball out for a three-pointer. Like, there's something a little psychopathic about that. Like, what? You're great. You don't need 19. There's 3 minutes left in the game, and they're kicking out.
Okay.
They average 33s a game. Bruce
Right.
Pearl's their coach. He would remind you of the old Bob Knight style. It looks like
Yes.
he goes
Go
out
for
and
it all or go for nothing.
He looks like he's a Texas guy. He goes out and slaughters cattle on the sidewalk with a machete.
Yes.
And then they play Virginia, and Virginia's coach is passive, and he likes good defense, and I had Virginia winning because I think Virginia just plays such a stale style of offense that it could lull you to sleep.
Yes. They play a straight, steady offense. But I
You know,
think
it's over.
Auburn's got that nice little fire underneath them that they'll hit them outside shots and do the wild shots to where they'll get ahead.
I like Auburn, and if they can bait Virginia into playing their game, like run up and down the court, that could be. And Bruce, I'll tell you what, out of all the coaches that are left, I could see Bruce Pearl walking on the court and dragging a kid off and going, "You were supposed to substitute."
Yeah.
like I want to see. I feel like if that guy had one of those eye watches or whatever, or
Yes.
Fitbits on his arm, the thing would explode, just fire blowing off his arm for how bad he screams at people. I love it. I grew up in an Irish house. There's
Oh,
lots of
yes.
screaming, but that's why I like him. I liked him so much. And then who knows? I don't know what else is gonna happen, but I
But
talked
if
about
Auburn
what
has
else.
the fire behind them, they'll win. If Auburn does not
Oh
keep
yeah,
that
well,
fire, they're going to lose.
Pearl's nuts, and plus Auburn didn't really. They beat a Kentucky team, but I think they were getting better than Kentucky, and Kentucky was a little banged up towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then what else I talked? I talked about Bryce Harper for a while last night, and I really liked what he's doing. You know, I like that he's wearing the grump, the grump shoes, and he sprinted out to his position. And your goal as an athlete is obviously to get the money, right?
Exactly. Take the most risk, take the most benefit for what you can do.
Absolutely. But I also want my athlete to care about the city and care about the people, and so that they get their money's worth of the experience.
Right.
And Bryce Harper,
And give a little bit back to the community.
absolutely. And Bryce Harper really wants to be in Philly. He loves I get it. Philly fans are unbearable and they're tough fans, but I think they're passionate. That's what I
Yes,
think.
they are.
Yes.
They're very passionate. Just look at Big Daddy. I mean, he's a perfect example
Listen,
there.
let me just tell you something. This guy is going to be the next Greg, the Bull Luzinski, Mike Schmidt, Maddox. This guy is it. So just everybody put your balls and bats down. It's Philly time this
I think
year.
he's going to be better than Mike Schmidt because Mike Schmidt was a jerk.
Yes.
I disagree. I met Mr. Schmidt, and he's not a jerk. I will.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, what do you think? I'm a Phillies fan. Mike Schmidt's always hanging around. So is the Bull. He sells barbecue at the ballpark, for crying out loud.
No, I know people that met Mike Schmidt and they were Philly fans. And they said he was a jerk.
Yeah, maybe they got him on a bad day.
They could have.
Anyway, I didn't mean to cut into your whole thing with telling everybody how great this guy is. Go ahead. Bryce.
I just think that regardless, like, okay, so you're gonna have bad days at the park. You're gonna have bad days as quarterback in the NFL. You're gonna have bad days, right?
Yes.
But if you're providing entertainment, a little bit outside the box, right, on those bad days, right, or even on the good days, I kind of believe that, the fans will go, you know what, he went 0 for 3 today. Man, he really swung that bat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something else he's doing besides just playing baseball.
Right. And then he also interacts with the fans. That's another positive.
I think he's going to be one of those athletes that at the end of his career, he can walk down the streets of Philadelphia and people are like, they won't leave him alone.
Right. And I think that's what makes him great.
It really is. Like, but let's get rid of let's get rid of the batting average. I know he's got 3 home runs in 4 days or 4 games, but like, if you got rid of the stats, like before he swung the bat, he was doing things like Manny Machado was signed by the Padres, right? He was also a big off-season acquisition. Manny Machado, what did he do?
Just interaction, basically.
Nothing. He didn't do anything. He didn't put any special shoes on. He didn't sign. He wasn't out there with the fans early. He wore his visor glasses, and he went 0 for 4.
Yes.
That's what he did. He went 0 for 4. Tom has the graphic up of Pete Rose. Pete Rose was doing it before you knew what you were actually doing. So, like, Pete Rose played with fire every day. He did not care.
You're right.
I feel like Bryce Harper.
He gave you that. He gave you that feeling that you were right there with him while he was struggling to push that next envelope.
Right. Bryce Harper last night, I was watching him, and the fans were booing him. First time at bat, he strikes out. Second time, he hits a double. What's he doing on second base? He's screaming back at the fans in Washington.
Yes.
And he's yelling at them. He's like, come on, scream more at me. Every single, right? So the next time he comes up to bat, he hits another double. He's slamming his hand on the base, asking for the boos.
Yes. That's that interaction I'm
dude
talking about. That's what you need is that interaction with the fans. That's what gets you more and more.
Well, what was interesting was he used to play in Washington. He left Washington in the same division for Philadelphia.
Right.
And he was playing in Washington last night, so all the fans were mad that he was back. And he's hitting doubles and screaming back at them. He's not
Yes.
cowering. He's like, let's go.
Right.
The
I'm going to
last
make
time-
it work.
Right,
You
the
should have
last-
kept me, Washington.
Yeah, the last time he comes up to bat, right, he hits a home run. He's waving his hands. He's asking them to throw bottles at him.
Yes.
That's
You
what I
know,
like.
and that interaction, good, bad, or indifferent, I mean, media coverage on stuff like that just makes you a superstar.
I just thought, like I was telling Tom about this. I was telling him, I was like, my father went to a Phillies game a long time ago, and Pete Rose was playing. And my dad sat on the third base line, and he could hear Pete Rose screaming at the pitcher from the second base.
Yes.
And he was screaming at the pitcher. He's like, I'm going. I'm going. And the pitcher's like, where are you going? You're going to run to third? He had the pitcher so rattled, he walked the batter. He's still screaming at the pitcher, I'm going. The pitcher throws a slider and it goes a little bit in the dirt. Pete's gone.
Yep.
Pete is gone. He steals third. Right? He's now standing on third base. He's like, I'm going. Right, the pitcher actually yells at him this time. He goes, you're going nowhere. You're not going to steal home. Again, rattles him so much to where he ended up throwing a curveball in the dirt, and he stole home. He's standing on home plate screaming at the pitcher, I told you I was going to do it since I was on second base. And
those are the ones that you remember.
they really are. There are phenomenal, players throughout time.
Yes.
When you think of Lou Gehrig, even though his career was shortened and not by as much as you think, Lou Gehrig played like 15 seasons, by the way.
Right.
But like, do you remember Lou Gehrig or Babe Ruth more?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth drugged the bat to the plate, hammered after he left the diner at 6 a.m.
Yes.
It was Babe Ruth who, once everybody turned on him, he didn't realize it was. We love our athletes to have a story that surrounds them.
Yes.
At least I do.
Yes, you want that backstory. You want that little bit of contestant between rival groups and stuff like that.
The humanity. Show me.
Yes.
Listen, man, I know you're a super athlete, but I want to see you struggle a little bit because I'm not perfect myself.
Exactly.
I want to see.
We want to see those mistakes.
Right, I want to see some chinks in the armor. I want to see some mistake. I know everybody got mad at Tiger Woods, but I mean, I'm not saying that I would necessarily have done what he did.
Right.
But we're imperfect human beings. Right, Pastor?
Exactly. And God teaches that. He knew us that we were going to be the biggest mistakes that we already wore.
Jack, you're a big mistake.
But see, God already knew that and forgave us for it.
I know, and he's still here on my show. I love you, God. Thank you for having Jack Neary on my show.
I'm a big mistake with no good points, though.
No, you guys. No, I just think it's funny that we can just have these conversations and they'll go anywhere. Yeah, I like what you're saying about these sports stars. We really do like to become like they're part of our family. When you go into Philly Stadium and you're a Philly fan, that's your home. You understand? That is like, I don't know what it feels like for other people when they hit the ballpark, but it's so quiet in there. And then then it gets thunderously loud and it's so beautiful with the green grass. It's like the perfect backyard.
See, it's just like Texas Rangers and Nolan Ryan. Perfect example there.
Wait a second. I'm going to let you finish your thought that I want to know about Pete Rose mind control.
Josh Hamilton. I kind of feel really bad for that guy. Don't you feel? You remember Josh Hamilton, don't you?
Yes.
About how he was. God, what was it? He got injured, and he got in the wrong crowd when he was in high school, and he started doing cocaine. And then obviously he was a phenomenal Texas Ranger. I mean, that dude hit the ball to the moon. And he got injured again, and the injury again reminded him of his drug abuse. And it was a time, and it took him back to high school, and he started doing cocaine again, and the Texas Rangers let him go. But that dude was a monster.
Yeah, he could have been awesome.
He went to like 6 All-Star games, though, didn't he?
Yes. Yes.
Jack, I hate to get all shade on my show.
He was
but
supposed to go to the 7th, but he had that drug problem.
When he wasn't doing blow, he was great. They should have just let it go like they do with Bonds.
Jack, did I hear you one time? What did you say about Holiday, the pitcher? Was there a rumor about him?
Oh, there were drugs in the system when he crashed his plane.
Oh, it's crazy. So I guess some of these big time stars get all that money and get mixed up with. Well, another thing too is like, what's it like to be flying all over the country, different time zones? Double headers, living in hotel rooms right next to stadiums.
Well, I mean, what was it? Back in the day, they talk about these
Big
guys
Daddy. While you're talking to Jack, give me 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 minutes.
You got it.
So what they politely called them greenies back in the day. It was speed.
Yeah.
To recover and all this other stuff. Here's the one thing I'd like to bring up. Okay, so and I think I've talked about this with you off the air, right? Steroids are obviously illegal.
Right.
In baseball. The steroids don't they give you a heightened sense of alertness, right? But they don't necessarily like if you did steroids every day and you didn't go to the gym, you'd get fat. You just would. You have to steroids give you the ability to work out longer and muscle tissue repairs more quickly. That's how steroids work.
Right. Okay.
Okay, it'll make you a bigger athlete faster.
Right.
Okay, so steroids are illegal, and that's fine. But there's a thing out there, a study out there that says that tobacco, and nicotine speeds up mental cognition.
Yeah, you were saying that the other day too. I found that shocking.
Yeah, it's obviously it's not good for your heart. It's not good for your lungs. But you'll see a lot of writers. They smoke. They smoke because it speeds up mental cognition. They get their work done faster. So on and so forth. But my whole point is that there are a lot of ball players that chew tobacco, right? So is that like it's not is it like a supplement for the mind? Because I would be able to keep track of a pitch count much quicker if I was thinking much better, more fast, speedier. Yeah. I would be able to keep track of it totally. Would that be a competitive advantage? Like if we're going to keep it totally clean, right?
Well, you're not saying that you think that you should allow steroids, or are you?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying like the people that complain about steroids are the old guys. But steroids weren't made illegal, not able to use until the late 90s.
Right. And before it was made illegal, the balls were getting whacked like crazy.
They were, but baseball turned a blind eye to that because it was good after their lockout. People left.
Right.
So baseball didn't care. And, do you think it's funny that it's a little funny that Sammy Sosa was Dominican? Right, Mark McGwire was a white guy, and Barry Bonds was a well-renowned black guy. Do you think it was just a little funny that they hit every demographic when those home runs were happening? I'm just saying, it is a little odd that you hit every single demographic to bring fans back, and then you busted the players in Congress.
Right.
I don't think that was very nice. Baseball profited it, and they just left them strewn.
I don't know. I think people should be able to stick. Well, I'm taking steroids for my spine. So what's the difference?
I mean, obviously you're not a professional athlete, and the difference.
Oh, hold on a second. You don't have to hurt me. I am the host of the show.
If you're doing steroids, you'll be able to perform head to head better than somebody that is not taking steroids.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question that's not related to any of this?
Sure.
Is there any parks where you can actually go to and just hit balls?
Yeah, I've got like 3 by my house.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like professional ballparks where like you can get that machine that pitches to you.
Probably not.
I wonder if Dawson knows anybody that could just get me in late at night in one of these ballparks. Like to just keep hitting balls. I probably wouldn't get over sec. I mean, I'm sure I would get midfield, mid outfield, but I don't think I'd whack them out of the park. But that would be fun.
How fast are you trying to have them pitch to you, though?
I don't care. Let them pitch. It's a machine. I could set it. I could do it like softball if I want to.
Oh well, yeah, but I'm saying like if you're setting it at like 80, you're gonna be swinging for a while.
80. What the? I know guys that listen. I'm just gonna as soon as I get to the plate, I'm swinging a bat. That's it.
You know, it's not that easy to hit a baseball.
No shit. Do you think we'd all be playing in the major leagues?
Everybody thinks it's easy.
Hey, Pastor Bob, please put your hand in front of the camera. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Look,
okay. Yeah, I'm sure
at
you
that. Look at you following rules. Put it back in front of the camera.
Yeah, stick your butt in the camera. Why don't you do that?
Talk to us.
No, no, really, like you don't think that? I mean, I guess they have those little competition things in the, in all the fun areas around the ballpark today. But I just think it would be cool to be an average schmo and be able to get out there and try. Well, yeah, you're probably right. I probably wouldn't even be able to hit it. The machines probably don't even go slow enough for average people to hit them.
No, they all have settings on them, but like, it would be one of those cases where you'd have to know somebody or pay an.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if anybody out there listening, watching, Paul, Dawson, I mean, I got a lot of friends. Uncle Bruno. I mean, doesn't Uncle Bruno have any favors he can call in?
I mean, we've got the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Rail Riders. I'm sure you could figure out something.
I don't. No offense to the minor leaguers.
That's what I was thinking to say. You should be able to get on a minor league team and be able to hit on their fields.
CC Sabathia was just pitching down here 3 weeks ago. He's a major leaguer.
No, I've never even been on the field of a professional baseball. Like I've never been. I tried to get my kid. We were there the day they were letting kids down on the field. My kid's like, nah, it's okay. I'm good up here. She didn't want to go. Why?
They'll let you carry the first pitch out to the mound.
Who? What?
I said, come to Texas. They'll let you carry the first pitch out to the mound.
I'm not carrying a pitch out to the mound. If I'm getting to the mound, I'm pitching the damn ball.
So
I believe that, what is it? The Rail Rider Stadium.
I'm going to spin one in the dirt.
It's bigger than some of the stadiums professionally.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you gone up there?
Yeah. It's
tell the audience where that's at. Where is that? Off 81?
It's off 81. It's roughly
Montage Mountain.
Yeah, it's roughly 15 minutes from my house. I mean, you can go up there and
let's go up there. Let's go up there and watch a game and heckle the players.
I would love to. They have up last year at least. I don't know if they have it this year.
The Rail Riders. I wonder if anybody in the Rail Riders wants to throw us some tickets to give away. We got a lot of people listening.
$2 Taco Tuesdays and margaritas. There was like $2
tacos. $2 Taco Tuesdays. I'm more. You had me at margaritas.
Let's go get looped.
As long as they're made on the field.
Let's go live from the Railroad Riders and get wasted and get kicked out by security and make sure we get lots of press and coverage on that.
Pastor Bob, they don't put Grand Marnier in ours. What they do is they put some tequila, a little bit of ice, they put a little bit of lime juice, and they urinate in the rest of it. That's how we get it.
Yeah, you got a real margarita then.
For $3, you don't get any Grand Marnier. You have to bring your own in your pocket.
Yeah, Grand Marnier and Patron.
Oh, that's a good tequila.
Hey, let's finish up here. Let's go back in time a little bit. What's going on? What did we ever find out about that character in Chicago? Is there any more news on him with the special?
Big Daddy, can Nancy come live? Her brother played the minors till the late 50s. I'd like to hear about that.
I don't know if she's got her window pane set up. I guess she can. She's got the link. Nancy, you have a request to come live. Can you come live? But what about Smollett before that? Like, what's going on with him? Is he just all free and clear now?
I guess they said that they were going to look into it, or Trump said that he was going to look into it, or he was going to have the FBI. Look it. I'm sick of you people wasting tax dollars on stuff that's already been done. You did it. It's done. It's over with. Can we listen? And that's the other thing too.
The House is wasting tax dollars. The Senate's wasting tax dollars. The FBI is wasting tax dollars. Let's get over all this bullshit and actually get on with life.
Wow.
I want my taxes itemized. There, I said it. I don't care if the IRS is listening, and I don't care if they hear this down the road. You guys make plenty of money, right? I don't want to see federal.
Excuse me, Jack. Excuse me. This is worse than a long prayer by a pastor. I want to stress to the IRS, the Big Daddy Roadshow, and myself included, has nothing to do with the opinions and comments of the guests of the show. I do not want you guys knocking on my door. I do not want special letters sent to my mailbox. I'm sorry, Jack, for interrupting you. Continue on.
I live at 96 William Street, Plain, Pennsylvania. You know my P.O. box. Come knock on my door, and we'll set up. I want roads. I don't want federal. I want roads. In fact, I want my road paved. Finally, you've been promising it for 10 years, and now I've got fish coming down my road in a stream. I think that's pretty. I could see the bricks, right? That they set up here back in the 70s on my road. You promise you're going to pave it. You don't pay it. I want some itemized things. You guys make plenty of money. I don't want to see federal, state, and local, because federal means it's going to my congressman, and my congressman may or may not get to my road. And over the past 10 years, he has not. Is that too much to ask?
No, it's not. Really not. We
Like, am I
really need
insane?
our
You employ so many
politicians
people.
to be citizen politicians.
Like, take some of them off the Mueller deal, right? Have them, right? Like, tax time's a pain in the ass for me. It's a pain in the ass for you. You know what it's not a pain in the ass for? The people, right? It's not a problem for the IRS. They don't go, oh man, April's coming. I got to do all the work, right? And all you do all year is you go federal, state, local, right? What if I said maybe, definitely? There, I'll pay one. I'll pay local. How about that?
You know, when it takes $500 to $600 every year to pay the CPA to do the taxes so that you can make sure that they're done properly so that you're not going to get in trouble, that right there says everything.
Well, they spend all their time changing the tax laws every year so that the CPAs can up their ante.
Yes.
Well, how about you spend your time and give me an itemized receipt? Can I have that as an American citizen? That's too much to ask for.
See, and that needs to go all the way down to the local politicians.
Well,
in the city.
I sit here all the time and I talk about, like, everybody wants to talk about, they go, well, Bernie Sanders and that Acosta, what they want to do is they want to raise taxes to 70%. Okay, well, let's tackle that on the surface for a minute. They're going to raise your taxes, Pastor Bob, and I'm Jack Neary, right? They're going to raise our taxes to 70%. And you know what it's going to say? It's going to say federal, state, and local. It's not going to say necessarily, because what's going to happen is they're going to go, oh, you can go to college for that money. And then you get to college, and I'm busy filling out 15 more forms. And then I've got to go up and I've got to photocopy my tax record and all this. I'm doing another 45 minutes to 2 hours worth of work.
Yes.
But the real battle is I want the things itemized. Because once things get itemized, I can tell whether you're stealing or not.
Right.
That's my biggest issue. I'm sorry, I don't give you any
Exactly.
time.
Well, see, that's one thing that here, you know, I'm running for local office.
I do. Are you going to bring that up?
That pisses me off about our local community. We do not itemize where every penny goes.
Are you going to do that then? You're going to bring that up? That's what you want done?
That's
Like,
one of my first major points of business is to itemize where every penny goes from the local government.
Yeah, so like, who cares if you had to hire 2 people? Just fire the water authority person. They don't. What do they do?
Exactly.
Right? We have a water company. Right? You know what the water company tells me? For a couple extra bucks, they'll make sure that my pipes don't burst. Yeah, for a couple extra bucks, I'll just turn the heat up. Right? You've got a water company, a water authority, a sewage authority. Can't they just all talk to each other?
So, and you know what's even worse? Every 6 months, I get a letter from our water authority saying that our water is undrinkable and may cause cancer from trilamites and stuff like that.
What are you're getting some of that Mexican water, huh?
Apparently.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, and then no, you know what they'll do? They threaten you with that, right? They threaten you with that, and then you read the letter, you throw it away, and then in 5-6 months they can raise your water bill 10 to 15% to treat the water that they screwed up in the first place.
Yes.
I'm over it. I'm not calling for a revolution. I'm actually just calling for a little bit of fairness.
Exactly. And see, that's why I always harp that we need to get more citizens into politician.
Well,
and
how about
we
this?
need citizen representatives, not politicians.
Lawyers pretty much become politicians, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with that baseline real quick. If lawyers become politicians, right? Then when if a lawyer faces off, against another lawyer in court, doesn't he have to be completely transparent with the information that he has?
No,
Yeah, they have to exchange.
the prosecution does, but the defendant doesn't.
The defendant, they don't have to exchange
No,
information?
no,
Because I thought that they did.
no, they don't. Only the prosecution does.
But my point was going to be, well, then that takes away from my point. My point was going to be the federal government should have to be transparent with where they're spending the money.
Well, see, they're like the prosecution. They should have to be transparent.
Well, I mean,
Now,
that's
we're the defendant, and we don't have to be transparent where our money goes.
right. So that still lends to where I was leading.
Yes.
If you presented it that way amongst a bunch of lawyers, again, what they would do is they agree with you and they give it to you for a little bit. Then they find a way to reword the law and rework it, and then they don't have to itemize things again.
And you're right. That letter does cover their butts to where they don't have to be legally liable for all the advanced cancers and everything else that's going on in the community.
Yeah, I just think it's, okay, so up here in Pennsylvania, right, they did away with our stickers. I don't really care. I'm an adult. I don't need stickers. But I used to pay a certain amount of money for that sticker to be made. Now what it is I just pay the money, which by the way has gone up for my registration. My money has gone up. I don't even receive a sticker anymore. The cops have these fancy guns they could just shoot at, my license plate and everything's tied into it. So not only did I pay more, I got less.
Exactly.
I should, if you did away with the stickers, shouldn't I pay less? There's nobody making them anymore.
Right, but see, they take that money and appropriate for other things, so that way you end up paying more.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
I'm saying, okay, so I should have gone from $30 some dollars to what, like $25, right? Or whatever. I should have got a deduction because the sticker guy doesn't have to work anymore. You know what I'm saying, Big Daddy?
Hey, it sounds like robbing Peter to pay Paul to me. I don't know what the hell you were talking about. I went to take a squirt. I'm not gonna lie. What were you
from us?
Oh, no shit. Do you think? That's why I love talking.
Why keep voting?
There's nobody to vote for. Nobody wants to even get involved. The only people that get involved are people that are pushed in. But Pastor Bob here and guys like him that are like, you know what? And then my theory is Pastor Bob's going to get in and he's going to get pushed through a set of gears, such a big machine. And he's going to go in meaning to do well, but he's going to learn that the machine gets clogged and it's all like greasy and
I may be a pastor and everything, but I still call an idiot an idiot.
Oh,
Lord, forgive me.
Can you do that in 2019? I don't know if that's still allowed.
I may not be the most politically astute person, but when it comes to common sense,
well,
we've got to get horse sense back into the politics.
Young people today would say, "What's common sense? What's common to you is different than what's common to me."
I mean, you really don't have to. I mean, you can worry about the young voter, but if you worry about the young voter, you're just trying to get elected in 10 years, not now.
Right.
I mean, the young voter doesn't. They unless you're running for king of Snapchat, you don't have to worry about the young voter.
Wait, you can run for that?
No, it's a false. Kingdom.
Yo, get the gun. Did you hear that, beast? What is that thing?
That's a false kingdom I just created. They care about Snapchat. They care about Facebook and all that other stuff.
Jack, I think Pastor Bob's wife's trying to tell us that she wants his company because it's like between the dishes and the pots and pans clanking earlier and the dogs now. Are you okay, Pastor Bob? Is she going to let you stay up past your bedtime?
No, I'm fine.
All right.
Are those your dogs? What kind of dogs do you have?
They're not my dogs.
I have a golden retriever that's my autistic son's service dog.
Okay.
And then I have a half, what is he?
He's a mutt, apparently.
Yeah, he's a mutt, pretty much.
Hey, Uncle Bruno's coming back, and I have to go grab something. I forgot to grab my soda. I have to go, and he'll come back, and he's smiling. He's grinning. He was probably partying with the Ed crew. We have about 1 hour left. And I don't know if the guys from Pop Culture Cosmos is coming, but that's actually a good thing because Ryan really grooves with them. And Bruno, get your thumb off the camera. Bruno's coming live in a couple seconds, guys. And then when we come back, I want to talk about the cloud. So you and Bruno and Jack, you guys have fun.
Okay.
You know much
about the cloud there, Jack?
Hello, everybody.
I don't.
What it is
I don't.
is the cloud is a program that stores information.
Anybody else hear me?
I can hear you, Uncle Bruno. Excuse me, Pastor. I said when I come back, I want to talk about the cloud. I don't want to talk about the cloud while I'm at. You can tease about the cloud, but I got all kinds of cloud graphics and stuff.
Okay.
Well, I don't know anything about it.
Well, that's why we're here to learn, Jack.
Everybody's frozen on my end.
Put your thumb back over the camera.
You say Bruno look better with his thumb over camera?
So okay, so it's something that where information gets stored.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and that
it's
used
stored
to be
over multiple platforms.
That used to be a library.
Yes. And
So
what it's stored as, it's stored on my computer, your computer, several servers, and everything else. It uses a little bit of information from everybody to store your information. Now, they take that information and encrypt it to where others are not supposed to be able to decrypt it.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just I'm plugging this in really quick because I'm ill prepared. I don't really listen. If you're gonna store information on me, I don't necessarily think you're gonna use it for all good.
Greg asked me what party I am. I am more of a libertarian, but here in Texas, I have to be pretty much a Republican portion. So we're getting back into politics now. Sorry about that, Jack.
No, it's fine.
But
so you're more of leave people alone until they give you a reason not to leave them alone?
Exactly. You know,
right.
I do my thing, you do your thing, and government don't intervolve between us until I step on your rights or you step on my rights.
Well, we talked about the last time. Everybody's conservative, and if they don't say they're conservative, then they buy steaks one at a time. They're silly people.
Exactly.
Right.
You go to Sam's, you buy as much as you can, you conserve as much money as you can, and you keep going.
Right. Even cavemen were conservative. They didn't just cut half the ass off of whatever they were killing.
Exactly.
Right? Let it run assless through the woods, and they would catch up with it on Tuesday.
But, you know, between the two parties, I hate to say it, my grandfather was Democrat, but, you know, now that's the Socialist Party, or you have the Conservative Party, which is the Republican. Unfortunately, between the two, I have to be Republican because it falls more into line with my views, even though it's not completely in line with my views.
Yeah, I think the Socialist Party is going to end up catching up based on, or I think it's going to really catch steam because, you know, although everybody wants to work a job and be put to work, people working are the least efficient way to get things made and get things done.
Right.
That's where we're going to really, there's going to be a crux in the conversation.
Right. But if you look at the Republican Party now compared to what it was 30 years ago, the Republican Party now is what they used to call a blue dog Democrat.
Right.
And that's pretty much where I'm at.
I just think that, like, again, you know, people in the Republican Party or, you know, Republicans in general, they don't want to admit or they want to stave off robotics. And eventually you either get with it or you get run over by it. And I think eventually those people are going to be run over by it instead of kind of just getting with it. You know, they a lot of them, you know, people that I know, they want to scream about welfare programs, but then at the end of their life, they want Social Security.
Exactly. I guess what you could say is I'm pretty socially liberal, but yet I am fiscally conservative.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna. I mean, what are you gonna do? Go spend $75 on bubble gum? You're an idiot.
Yes, you know, and I think that's where 80% of the
I'm
population is
back.
today.
There he is.
What's up, Uncle
My
Bruno?
phone locked up. Yeah, my phone locked up. I can't see Pastor Bob, but my phone locked up. I don't know what
Bruno's
happened.
conservative unless he's buying Italian subs. Then he's laying down hundreds.
Exactly.
No, I mean, and you know what else I think is going to be a huge part in this next economic phase. I think sports gambling is going to become a huge thing.
Yes.
People don't deal with legalizations in the best of manner. You know, they don't tend to do the research on the sport that they're betting on. They just kind of gamble, and I think
Right.
you're going to run into tricky avenues as far as, hey man, if all the United States is gambling, which they will be on sports, which is fine, you're given, like, how well are the animals going to do with this? Because we're really, really bad with phones. We're not good with phones.
No, you're gonna have
You know,
people. You're gonna have people pushing in $100 bet that's actually $1,000 or $10,000 bet. There's gonna be
Yes.
right. I can
stuff
get all the information on this thing, and you know what I do? I snap pictures of my dick on it. How stupid is that? Right? Listen, I thought about this the other day. This robotic, everything that we have is either for military first or sex first, right? We just can't go, hey man, we're gonna have a robotic maid. No. No, we won't be able to sell it to the public. Make
Exactly.
sex robots first.
Yes.
Right.
Right, then I gotta worry about that thing chopping.
See, that leads into what the Democrats are trying to do right now is get the voting age down to 16 because, the prefrontal cortex of a human's brain does not fully develop until about age 25. And they know that. And so by knowing that, they want to push the voting age down to 16 so that they get the emotions into the voting so that they can say, oh, we're against this or we're against that or so-and-so's for this, which is against our values to push.
They've already done that, though.
Yes.
Like, the voting age isn't 16, but this isn't a new idea that they've just come up with, right? Like, because when I went to high school, I know, but when you went to high school, but they allowed military recruiting.
Yes.
Were the kids' parents there when they were looking at the stuff and signing some stuff?
No.
No. 16-year-olds were getting brainwashed into signing themselves up and taking home information and reading it. That should be illegal, too.
Yes.
Listen, you want to join the military, that's fine. You want to get your parents there and have a solid conversation about it, that's great. Join the military, it's your team, right? You go and you help out other countries or you destroy them, whichever's your fancy, okay? But I don't think it's fair to go and try to manipulate 16-year-olds.
Exactly. They don't have that prefrontal cortex that tells them completely what's 100% right or what's 100% wrong.
Right, you're still trying to keep this thing soft around a hot girl.
Yes. They're interested in one thing, and that's below the belt. Unfortunately, it's true.
I like how you just like, yes. Because I was like, yeah, I'm trying to keep the duck down. You're like, absolutely.
The truth is the truth. We're all humans. We all think the same. We all feel the same. I mean, life goes on, and God knew that. And God put that in the Bible. And he told us, that we are humans and we fail. And without Jesus Christ, we have nothing but failure.
Here's the thing with the Bible. And I'm going to compare the Bible to Shakespeare. Can I do that?
Yes.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to make that bridge, right? I went to a Catholic school, right? I know the stuff that they told me, right? Because they interpret it. I've gone back, right? And I've been in a hotel room and I'm like, there's that book, right? I open it up and I spend half the first page trying to figure out interpretations Shakespeareanly, right? You ever
Right.
open up Macbeth? You're sitting there going, "Thou thus, I can't. I need a break. I need a
Right.
break from that kind of writing." Right? Maybe if we updated, if we gave like the teachers like, why isn't there is there a Bible for dummies?
Yes. Look at the New King James Version. That'll actually help you out a lot.
No, I want the yellow cover. I want to say Bible for dummies.
I don't think they, I don't think they have
I
that
want
yet.
316 and I want some Stone Cold there. Can I get some Stone Cold?
The WrestleMania coming up next week.
Yeah, give me some
Sunday.
Tim Tebow quotes. Let's update this thing. He said it last, didn't he?
Yes.
He did.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a half idiot, but what I am saying is I spend half the time trying to figure out what Matthew was talking about while the bush was burning. I don't even know if that's the correct quotation.
It's
right?
not,
Like,
but we'll let you go.
How many letters did the Corinthians write?
Every Sunday,
Catholic is like
every Sunday, there's a new one at the church. This letters from the Corinthians.
I understand that, but I'm saying these Corinthians, you would expect their hands to be swollen from all the writing.
Every religion has a lot right and a little bit wrong.
Right.
Regardless if you're Catholic, Episcopalian, Baptist, Methodist, or whatever.
So every time, by the way, every time I have to state this because I whatever, I don't care. Every time people talk about the horrific things that the Quran talks about, it makes me want to read the book more.
I've actually studied and read the book of the Quran.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it mentions Jesus Christ 24 times, which is more than it actually mentions Allah or anybody else.
Well, that guy, Allah was, or no, it was Muhammad that was stuck in the desert.
Yes,
right?
Muhammad's the one that come up with the book of the Quran.
Listen, dude, I've done a 40-hour fast before. Okay, that's not super impressive. It's not comparative to him, but after a certain amount, I would say after hour 32, you start to respect food more, and not even the animals. The dead food you start to respect more. I looked out my window after 34 hours, and I started looking at squirrels differently gathering nuts. Right? I was like, oh, that's how you do it. What is wrong? Like, dude, of course you were seeing things, you were talking to things, you were making up things, right? And of course you wanted to write a book or whatever you wanted to do to document your time so you don't go to everybody else. Hey, guys, I was out in the desert. I was just getting weird.
See, even the Jews and the Muslims both believed that Jesus Christ was a big prophet. The difference between the three books is in Christianity, Jesus believes that love is the greatest thing. Jesus shed his blood, and his love to shed his blood was what he gave to us. Where in Muslim, they believe that they have to shed human blood and do cruel things. And then in Judaism, they don't believe anything but Jesus was a prophet and that you have to follow the old laws. And Jesus said that he came to fulfill those laws. So if you take the other two religions, they all point to Christianity.
Well, the thing is that the one points towards vampirism.
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm just saying, like, the one believes in shedding blood. I've seen a few movies like that. Like, that's all I could think of. Like,
yeah, the Quran, yes.
Yeah, the Quran's just, it's daytime vampirism, you know?
Yes.
I don't know if that's really true or whatever. None of the things I say I have any real knowledge on, but it sounds like, okay, so first of all, shouldn't it be illegal then? They believe in shedding blood.
Exactly.
That's kind of a problem unless, I don't know, you're a nurse.
And believe it or not, I've seen a lot of Muslims convert to Christianity because of the love of Christ. And that, Jesus told us to love each other as we love ourselves and as we love God. Those are the greatest two commandments. Okay? Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and body. Number one. Number two, love your neighbor as yourself. And that means I love you just like I love me. And I wouldn't do anything bad to myself. So if I don't do anything bad to myself, I'm not going to do anything bad to you.
I like my one neighbor. My neighbor's next door. I'm waiting for them to croak. Like, I stay up late hoping the ambulance gets there, and I'm like awake like it's Christmas Eve, you know?
Yeah.
No, because listen, they're terrible. They listen to our conversations. They yell at my kids. They're not very neighborly, first of all. They're neighborly. They're least neighborly first, and then I'm least neighborly second. My neighbor I like, he came. My car broke down on 115 last week.
Yes, Greg. Jack does rock.
And he came up, right? He came up and he helped us out, right? He helped us out of a bind. He took us all down, and he heard it on the scanner. Now he didn't have to drive up 115 and take away his time. So I know he likes cigars, so I bought him a Padron 1936. I bought him a good cigar to let him know, hey man, listen.
Hey, anytime you will send me one of those, Jack, I'll be happy.
Well, yeah, but I said to him, like, oh, listen, dude, you didn't. He's like, you didn't have to bring that towards me. You know, you didn't have to. I go, listen, you didn't have to look out for my family on 115 that you heard on your scanner. You didn't have to hop in your vehicle. You didn't have to do any of that stuff. I'm very neighborly. We exchange kielbasa, and I have a garden and stuff. But if you're not neighborly first, I'm an eye for an eye guy. I'll take the page out of that and fold it up in my pocket.
Do you know what that actually means? An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? That means if you do something wrong to me, that I can petition the courts for you to monetarily repay me for what you've done.
Really?
Yes.
Does that hold up in courts?
So, if you go to a Jewish court, yes.
I gotta go to school for that too, don't I? I have to get the hat. I have to wear that patch, right? I have to do all that stuff. I think I'll just do it my way and make fun of the old lady when I get drunk in the summer.
Exactly. You know, religion is taken the wrong way a lot of times. And that's one reason I do believe in the Christian religion is because we're supposed to love each other, not judge each other regardless of what goes on.
Well, I mean, look at the animals that interpret it.
Yes. I mean, we as humans fail all the time. And when we start judging each other, like, you know, I say, well, Jack, he can get dirty at times. He can do this or he can do that. You know, I'm starting to judge you. And when I start to judge you.
Don't start judging Jack. Don't do it.
Then I fall outside the religion.
You know what I think? Pastor Bob, you know what I think when you say those things? I go, oh, at least he's thinking of me.
Exactly. Well, see, I'm supposed to love you at all times, regardless if you're good, bad, or indifferent.
I don't want you to.
And the Holy Spirit is supposed to convict you.
I was going to say asshole. I was going to say asshole sometimes. I was. That's so weird that you went with asshole, Jack. I was going to say that. That was going to be my first coming out line. Sometimes Jack could be an asshole. That's cool. Go ahead. No, you go.
I expect you to go to the church and not light a candle. I want you to spike a candle for me.
Bruno, did you fall asleep? You haven't said a word in 20 minutes.
These guys have been going at us.
I know, but what do you think about what they're saying? What are you getting a little tired of the
No.
I'm just wondering because I'm worried about you.
No, the problem I fell off before is because I got a phone
No,
call.
I don't. I'm not. You're not.
Phone.
By whom? Is it NBC, CBS? Is it Ellen? Who is it?
I can't say yet, but someday down the road, I'll be able to say.
So how bad did we screw up with the D'Onofrio tonight? Because I couldn't do it at 2 minutes to 9.
We didn't, and he was totally fine with it. He gave me the big okay, and I told him, I said, we'll try for, see what happens. I know this Friday night he's busy, so next week, either Wednesday or Friday night, we'll get him on.
Yeah, he should be on a Friday night. Yeah, I don't know though. He's actually pretty clean character. His page is pretty clean.
He is a good guy. I mean, he's a good guy. So
what's Nancy?
The IT crew, they all hang out together. Those guys all hang out together.
Listen, before this gets crazy, there's some groups that hang out with other groups that I don't want to hang out with. Like this way this web works with the World Wide Web. Please don't be offended if I don't have you on my show because it has to feel right in my heart, Yeah. There's going to be I've already gotten requests. I want to come on your show. Yeah, I don't want you on my show. Sorry. I mean, am I bad for that? Am I judging? I'm going to hell.
See, that's
I'm going to hell.
Of the heart. And that's what, as Christians, we're supposed to do.
Well, I
we're supposed
think
to have the right intent.
I think you and Jack are showing great heart when you're calling out politicians and you want to see where our damn money's going. That's what I've been bitching about since I'm 16.
Yes.
Nothing changes. Everybody just keeps bitching about it, and they know. I didn't know anything about that frontal lobe shit, by the way. That's some messed up shit. That's why I put that picture of that service person up, because Jack's been pounding that in my head. Why are they promoting it to kids in high school? Hey, it's cool. Well, you know what, though? Kids want to play with tanks and stuff. I get it.
But, I mean, you think about it.
Wish I could play with a tank.
On the right and wrong things do not develop until you hit 25. Because your frontal lobe is not completely developed until
my frontal lobe is still developing.
You can retard it with
I'm missing a frontal lobe.
Hallucinogens and narcotics and things like that.
That's what I did for a long time.
I did that too. Anybody else? Anybody else a sinner? All the sinners, please raise your hands. What have you done to yourself, you sinners? I didn't do the heavy stuff. I'm saving that for the nursing home. I'm saving crack and heroin and all that shit for the way out. I'm just going to be like, load me up. Sir, we're going to have to take out your asshole in surgery. Oh, yeah? No, you're not. I'm going to be on Alter Street buying some of the cheapest shit you can put in your veins. That's my health plan. I didn't really plan it out well.
Your teeth will end up looking like our current wall.
Yeah.
Hey, my health retirement plan is I'm just going to go on a perpetual cruises and let them take care of me on.
That's what I was reading. Somebody was doing that. Yeah, somebody was doing that.
That's what Nancy wrote. Have somebody scrub your feet.
Either that or go to prison. They'll take care of you there too.
Exactly.
You think that, but I don't know. I've had some friends that are just in like county lockup, but it's not really pretty.
Well, see, that's county. You got to go to.
Yeah, exactly. If we're gonna do something, let's do it huge.
See, by law, you have to either be in state or federal law or federal prison for them to take completely care of you.
Yeah, but they don't really take care of you, do they? I mean, I don't know. You got to pay, right?
No.
What's a bag of chips cost in the brig?
Expensive.
So you got to get your friend to wire you money on a special jail card. You got to
How
do you have sex if you go?
You got to have your Patreon account up.
How do you have sex with your lady if you're in jail? That's got to be such a drag. You can't do it.
You have your roommate videotape it.
Jack, I do not want to hear about Mary Palmer and her 4 sisters.
Oh man!
I'm just saying, while he's on the can, he could tape you and your lady in the other corner.
Let's cover quickly this cloud thing. I know it's been out there. Apparently, Facebook stuff is being found on. You were talking about how it's being encrypted and whatnot, Pastor Bob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Apparently, it's not. It's not. Apparently,
cloud accounts
are you guys getting some serious winds in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Why?
Because I mean, my house is like shaking. We're getting some winds here, like
25 miles an hour were the highs today. We were getting rocked when I was upstairs.
We're probably 30 or 40 right now here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, that makes it interesting, huh?
Well, everything's shaking and rocking.
Well,
going back to this, San Francisco, right? The security researchers have uncovered more instances of Facebook user data being publicly exposed on the internet, further underscoring its struggle as it deals with the slew of privacy and other problems. Researchers from the firm UpGuard said that in a blog post Wednesday that data, which included usernames, passwords, came from 2 different Facebook apps that stored their data publicly on Amazon cloud service.
See, what's happening is Facebook's getting so big that its cloud service by itself cannot handle the amount of data that it has. So it's buying out space on Amazon, buying out space on different servers, and bringing that cloud service to it. And when they put it on there, they're not encrypting it like they're supposed to be, so that anybody can get to that data and use your data.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've already lost. Like, there are battles you just have to sit there and go, you know what, we've lost the battle, right? I mean, I think we can all agree that your stuff is out there. Period. End of story. And you better watch it tightly because otherwise it could be stolen. Am I
Yes.
right? Like,
And
that's-
even if it's not stolen, it's still out there to the point that anything you do on the internet's public knowledge from here on.
I mean, it just is what it is. Like we could sit here and hem and haw about it, but then what do you want to do? Do you want to shut down the internet and clean it up? Like, what's the solution
Too
to
late
this?
for that.
There
Right.
is no solution. I mean, it's a further down the road, and they're going to have to put regulations on things within 5 to 10 years.
I think within 5 to 10 years, you're going to be working from home from your Xbox. That's what I
Pretty
think.
much.
I think your job is going to be, depending on what you're good at, on that piece of machinery, and you're going to be putting in 8 hours a day on a headset.
If you're not in the service industry that has to be public to public, then yes, you're 100% correct.
Yeah, but even then though, so people's attention spans have been dwindling, right? 30-second commercials, 40-second commercials they used to be. Now you get anywhere from 15 to 12 to 8-second commercials. On
No
your phone.
wonder my commercials don't work. They're 18 minutes to 2 hours.
So I mean, people's attention spans have been dropping, and what that does is that drops your attention span for a conversation with another human being, right? And you think that's a bad thing, but that's not a bad thing if your whole ideal is to get rid of human to human interaction in public services.
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to. You're not going to buy your makeup from you're going to buy your makeup from a coin operated makeup machine, or you're going to go to an operator, or you're going to start clicking in. So you're going to hit certain tabs, and it's going to go to a face that kind of looks like yours. What do you think? This face recognition was just so you can look into your face, and then look, it looks like me, and turn it around, and I'm in my phone now. Come on.
Right. I mean, now we're to the point that you order online for your food. You get a Uber or whatever for driving you wherever you need to go. I mean, everything's done online. You order your jeans, you order your shirts, you order whatever on Amazon, and that's where we're headed.
And that's a significant problem.
Yes.
I think that's a huge, God, I'm 34 now. I figure when I'm 50, we'll be in the beginning stages. What scares me even more is that probably when I'm 60, it'll be implemented. Right? When I'm 60, I probably won't be the lovable spitfire I am now.
See, Jack, you get to go through all that. See, being in my 50s, I'm to the point that now any changes from here on out is not going to bother me that much.
Right, which is good for you.
Yes.
I'm going to have significant changes. And the significant changes are going to come when possibly, I know I look pretty apt and aware now, but when my mental cognition starts to slow down is not when I want the roller coaster to be changing on me.
Right. But see, your kids are the ones that won't mind the changes because then they'll be in the middle of them and they'll accept them. Just like
that's
my
great. I'm worried about me though, Pastor Bob.
Just like my generation accepted the transition from TV and radio to the internet.
Maybe we could slow them down with that nugget that's on the board right now, huh? Right? That's what they're doing. So these kids will slow down. They're like, all right, so what we'll do is we'll implement weed so all the 34-year-olds can get through the rest of this.
Hey, weed is going to be weed by the time you're 50. Weed is going to be like just like buying cigarettes in the streets.
Yeah, but weed's different now. Like you used to be able to smoke and get high for a couple hours. Now you smoke and you wake up and it's next Tuesday.
No. Only if you're being a goof about it. Listen.
Well, no,
Yep.
Jack's kind of right.
Nah, come on. Are we going to end the show bashing weed for Christ's sake?
I'm not
We
bashing
went
it.
from
Wait a
5
minute.
to 6%.
Time out,
What everybody. Time out.
What is the strain of the day?
That's the only reason I posted. Thank you for understanding my show, Uncle Bruno. The only reason I posted those is not for these two to go off on
Can
cannabis.
I guess what it is?
Yes.
It's Wake Up Next Tuesday.
No. Listen.
We went from 5% THC when we were in our 80s to
Listen.
now 10 to 12%.
That's a difference. That's significant difference. And
Yes, it
edibles
is.
currently are much higher than what they're going to be legally sold at.
Did anybody notice how cool my new shirt is? This is like really great fabric. This is like breathable, and it's like I'm not even sweating in it. The strains of the night for my cannabis loving friends are, and this is the scoop on it. The one that you saw with all the little pretty colors and crystals, that's called super glue. Super glue. That's frosty, potent, and loaded with trichomes. Super glue is hard. It's a hardy hybrid cross between the ever popular Afghani and old school favorite Northern Lights. Like a warm day on the beach, Jack, in late fall, this indica dominant hybrid relaxes the conscious mind and soothes the restless soul. You need some super glue, Jack.
Yeah, only
Big
I'm
Daddy,
in Alaska with my shorts off. I'm looking for my boots, and there's blood everywhere.
All right, I'm not done yet. There's also the second strain called Buddha's Sister. Maybe this one will be more to your liking. The Amsterdam Classic True Hybrid developed from a skunky, hazed out, what the hell does that say? Reclining Buddha. Oh, he's chilling out. And a tropically flavored Afghani Hawaiian to become the famous coffee shop classic. Buddha's Sister, providing an elevated mind and Zen-like perspective. Oh, yeah, this sounds good. I need to get me some of that. Buddha's Sister is great for relieving stress caused by those daily activities, otherwise known as living in the modern world.
Big Daddy, that brings me up. Whatever happened to the Mexican skunk weed that was 3% THC?
Okay, here's the deal. I will get Grower X on a show with you guys, and he will educate you all about cannabis. He's been on the show more times than anybody, and he knows everything about it. We're trying to get Bruno. What's her name? Sue. How do you say her last name? Rigetti. She's the nurse from Colorado, and she said that the number one problem is the edibles. And like you guys are saying, this isn't your grandfather's cannabis. This is some seriously potent stuff. However, I believe the growers are growing that heavy stuff and the highly concentrated stuff to help people who have like colon cancer or some kind of major problem with pain, fibromyalgia. Okay. So it's up to the adult person with the frontal lobe correctly grown to know what you're ingesting. Okay, so what Sue said, and I wish she was here because she would educate people, is she said that like in Colorado, they'll say the car accidents are up. Okay, they're up because there's always idiots in all of our groups. If you drink too much, you're going to crash, right?
Right.
And we all know that grandpa can make some hooch that's some pretty strong shit, right?
Yes.
Grandma got hit by a reindeer.
Grandma got hit by thank you. That's the funniest thing you ever seen on my show. My point is that if you just go with the plant, you got to even watch some of those vaping concentrates. That shit'll knock you on your ass. Trust me, I've been a scientist, and I know
it's not that I don't trust the plant; it's I don't trust the people.
No,
right.
but that's it though. But I'm telling you, I truly believe that you're a lot better off with the people that are stoned on their couch until next Tuesday. Because if you do overdo the edibles, you will be put out. Like you are going to be sleeping it off, and it's probably almost like death.
You know, Big Daddy, honestly, I think that's the next thing coming is going to be what is the percentage of THC in the plant that can be sold?
Well, it's yeah. Oh, well, it already is. Where'd he go? We lost Robert. We lost Pastor Bob. That's the first time that's happened in a while. So I don't know what your point is, Jack. Anything can be abused. Anything now that's grown can be grown in the black market. Okay, so you're not going to regulate idiots.
No, I know, but okay. So my point is that I hope there's enough information out there when it goes 100% live that people do understand the difference between smoking it and eating it.
Yeah, Yeah, well, that's exactly what Sue would say. What happens is she says it's usually in the because she worked the ER, okay? And this is paraphrasing her. She said what happens is it's almost typically always people who visit Colorado now because it's so legal there.
Yeah.
And everybody does that. They're like, oh, let me. You go into the shop and you're like, oh, those brownies look good and those cookies look good. And Bruno's like, let me get some of that ice cream, carrot cake, weed, and I'll take 2 of these. And then you go back to your hotel room and you're thinking you're going to have yourself a little party. And then, right, a little snack. And then you take some of the cake and you eat some of the M&Ms or whatever, gummy bears, and you realize that it's time to check out and you've booked your hotel stay for 10 days. Okay. So some people do want to escape reality like that. I guess if they're at home and they want to do that and they have somebody to kind of make sure that they're breathing properly and not choking on their drool. But the thing is that people have to educate themselves, and that doesn't make the plant bad, just like it doesn't make the booze bad. Everything in moderation, just like guns aren't bad. So, but I'll tell you right now, I took the prescription pills that my doctors prescribed to me for 14 years. And I did them the way they were prescribed. And it got to the point where I could feel my inner organs. And I don't have the pain, knock on wood, because I never gave up on medicine and doctors. Remember, they say it's practicing medicine for a reason. Doctors are practicing on you. They're not totally sure. Seriously. That's why they say it's called practicing medicine, because
that's not reassuring me.
No, but what else? Hey, it's better than living back in Jesus's time and falling off a cliff and having, your hips broken.
Well, he was not a cross. He was practicing carpentry.
I'm not.
Right, let's see how this thing
What
goes.
I'm saying is that probably what they did if Bruno and I were hiking and we fell off a big cliff, they probably said, just take a rock and smash their heads. They're done. That was their medicine back then. So what I'm getting at is there's people, you see them. You see the cannabis people where they have the convulsions and stuff and they take this stuff. So, yeah, but there's also some people even in the industry, and you guys realize how big this industry is in America, right? Like it's all over the world. This industry is huge.
Yeah,
it ain't going nowhere. It's not going. And if they try to make it go somewhere, the people that are in it are just gonna. Like I've heard stories where the feds have taken down whole operations in California, right? And the other operations are so big that within 3 days, the other operations just set the other operation right back up and they're right back in business.
I understand that we do have obviously you have people that abuse alcohol incorrectly and they abuse, but I wasn't around in the beginning of the abuse.
Say that one more time.
Okay, so there's obviously
it's getting late.
There's obviously people that abuse alcohol and alcohol's legal, and there's other drugs that are illegal and they obviously abuse them. My whole point being is that I wasn't around during the beginning of alcohol, so I don't know the level of mainstream abuse. Like we don't know the level of how poorly this is going to be, ingested.
Well, I think we know what levels the other drugs the people are ingesting. They're dying.
Like, if we just made it legal for them to smell, like, what we should have done is we should have gone legal and live with the smoking of it before we started coming out with food products. That's what I think. I think you could agree with that.
I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of edibles. I'm not, because, like you said, in case people don't know, and then they try it, you take it slow. You take a nibble, and you wait 2-3 hours. Okay, you don't eat the whole damn brownie. Or you read up and study, and you better study just like Pastor Bob would, fixing an Apache helicopter, because there's some serious shit out there, and it's stuff that you could buy in these legal states. Buyer beware.
Do they give you instructions like if you go to
college? Oh, I'm certain they do. But I'm certain they do.
6 brownies. Do they tell you only take them in 6 days?
Yeah, they do. But, people are going to get, there's some people that just, they're extreme people. What about these people that like walk along the edges of sky-rise buildings and stuff like that?
If they fall, they can't affect me.
Well, but the thing is if some dude's passed out in his couch, because that's what indica implies, in the couch. So let me just teach you really quick. Sativa, head highs. Indica, body highs, and indica means in the couch. So if your THC and stuff is high with indica, you can expect to be taking some nappy time. It's
right.
Like Bruno right now is definitely smoking indica based on his yawning.
But here's my thing. I eat the gummy bear. I eat the brownie. Oh, man, you know what? I forgot. I have to go get something really quick for dinner. I hop in the car, and now I'm stuck in the Weiss parking lot for 3 hours.
Well, if I drink a drink, I'm not getting in the car. So forget that item. Just be an adult about it. I decided to partake in an adult beverage or an adult, cannabis product. And that trip is out. Or you call someone and you have them drop off what you need.
But if you are high, do you think that your mind is working properly to keep you
home?
Oh,
I've been pretty high. I'm not going to lie. Grower X, it would be best if he explained it, because one time he had me somewhere and the big thing was, and again, I don't even use it much. I really don't. I was using it more for pain management before my steroid shot. But when I was using it, I was medicating myself because I knew that the prescription pills I was taking was hurting my organs because they felt like rocks. Okay. So I thought, well, just like some people say, the Second Amendment gives us a right to have a gun, screw all your little laws and stuff, because that's on that big piece of paper, right, Bob? We talked about this off the air, I think. I'm thinking like, dude, this is my life and I'm in pain and agony, not pain 1 to 10, level 10. I'm at pain level 39. If some friend can hook me up with something that's going to work, I'm going to try it. I'll roll my dice. So I did. And Grower X, being the guy that he is, he's the connoisseur of cannabis. He's like the wind. He's been involved in the industry since he's been a Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts. Okay. He let me try something for pain. And I was sitting here and I quickly learned that I do not like indica strains, because I had planned to go and play poker up at Mohegan Sun. And I said to myself, I'm going to play poker. And all the boys in the room were laughing at me going, Big Daddy, you ain't going anywhere. You can't get to the car if you deal with some of those edibles. You're not going to the car. Now, let me ask you this, if you have a buzz, if you're like, what about people who buzz drive? I don't even condone that. Did you hear the story where the other night I got crocked and I ended up getting like, I was, what the hell is that called? Hypothermia? I don't know what the hell it's called.
Yes.
Yeah. I walked it off in the woods. I was in a bar that was completely out in the middle of nowhere. I'm drunk, but yet I've never gotten drunk where I know I don't drive. So I walked it off, and then I ran into a damn bear or something that was grizzly and growling something into it. I got sober quick. But the point is like, everybody has to be an adult about it. And I don't know. There was a story there. I remember a story. I thought this was interesting. The states that allow so many people or so many homes to grow, like for your own use, like for your own medical use. So some states will allow you 4 or 5 plants per patient, right? What happened was this one dude was growing it at the edge of his house, and the kids' school bus, they had been walking to the school bus through this guy's yard for forever. So once the plants started to flower, the kids were like, chop, 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 chop. And they were going to school and they were baked out of their minds, right? But these were high school kids, thank God. So yeah, just like all the other things on the cloud and the internet, we got to work these things out. But I'm sorry, man, if my father died of cancer, everybody is probably one person away from somebody who has suffered with cancer. I don't want chemotherapy if I ever get cancer. I want the highest dosage of cannabis. I want fudge. I'm going to go out eating everything, cookies and candies and cupcakes. And I'm boring Bruno with this. But the thing is, it's like,
not boring me.
You have to use common sense. Oh, we talked about that. America's lost its common sense.
Yeah, I'm all for people that know how to handle themselves. I'm totally against it for the silly. Unfortunately, the silly outnumber most of the population.
Well, then we need to adopt laws where we put silly people at the little table with the little chairs, just like at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got to put them in camps and get them working for us.
Okay, North Korea.
We tried that already, didn't we?
Well, so you got to remember, everything we do is a battle of the mind. And whether it be alcohol, drugs, wanting to finish school, or be in the deepest combat, it's all a matter of mental connect. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear the word metal. What? Mental?
It's all a matter of the mental connectivity.
Cognitivity?
Yes.
Connect. Oh, I don't know. I'm like, I love words, but I knew there was a good word coming.
Okay.
The
I
other
lost
word,
it.
the other word, if you look at my last commercial, there was a word I couldn't even say.
Guys, I gotta leave you.
All right, see you later, Jack. Don't let the door hit you in the
Have
ass.
a good one, Jack.
Fun talking,
later,
Jack.
guys.
Fun talking, Jack. Jack.
Talking.
Jack. Don't leave just yet.
I have to.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
I was just messing with Jack there.
I just
Okay.
lost Pastor Bob.
Well, see, mentally, what
Can you hear him?
I can hear him, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Mentally, what we do is we have to decide, okay, are we too drunk to drive? Are we too stoned to drive? Can we push forward to finish this college course? Can we push forward to finish this battle? Can we push forward to do whatever we're going to do? It's all mental. And that's where we fight our battles, regardless of where we're at and what we're doing. It's all mental.
So, well, that's okay, Captain Obvious. And I'm sorry, I just have to say that. Of course, it's all mental. Of course. But what I guess, what is Jack saying? He wants no edibles. Like he wants no. What I want is freedom. I want the freedom. If my grandfather or if my father was alive today, he would have, instead of having multiple layers of skin burnt off from the whatever they did when they put the purple marks on his neck and stuff like that, I want him to have the option of taking that if that's what he chooses, or just going out, slide out. Right. And here's the thing. Now I'm convinced that chemotherapies and stuff have come a long way, and I've seen a lot more people be successful with their therapies. But back in the day when my father was alive, I think it was kind of newer. It was all new technology. They were, but also there's people out there that say that cancer can't live in an alkaline body. Right. In other words, so if you up your alkalinity, or of course, I'm not a science guy, but what I'm saying is that we might be getting just a load of horse shit because of medicine is all these big industries. It's so much money. They're not going to cop up to the truth. I think the whole cannabis push is people just being fed up with everything, just like you in politics, and saying, listen, the Indians, the Egyptians, the Queen used to take cannabis for menstrual cramps. The next day, your kidneys are fine. You're not going to overdose from it. You're going to sleep like the best sleep if you take the wrong strain or the wrong THC count.
Right.
But guess
you got to
what?
understand what you're doing.
Well, in anything in life, you have to understand. I have to understand that if it says green, that means go. And if it says don't walk, you don't walk. And yet, guess what? Every day in the city, this little town of ours, I see people constantly dodging traffic and weaving to the yellow line in the middle of the road. Hey, they're risking.
Somebody gets hit, gets killed. I mean, and
it happens all the. Hey, Uncle Bruno showed a video today, the son of a bitch. The Queen of Gore has to see this picture. There's a dude, he gets out of I guess it was one of those coal delivery trucks or something. What is it? I don't know how many wheels are on. 3 wheels, 6, 3, 6, 9, 18.
He was in some big delivery truck. He gets out and he's waiting. He's facing the wrong way, Pastor Bob, and he's waiting.
And it has to be louder than hell at this plant.
Right.
There's no way you wouldn't hear this other truck coming, backing up. Right. So this guy gets out of his truck. You see his door open, and he's out there with his hands on his hips looking like, what the hell? Where am I supposed to put this truck? Squash.
And this other truck backed over him completely with
every
6 wheels.
Every wheel fell over the guy. The guy's gone. Where's Uncle Bob? Gone. He was just driving. He was just driving that truck. So what's what? If you're in a busy, like Uncle Bruno said, when he was a kid, there was somebody that was backed over. You got to have situational awareness. You got to have common sense. You got to have terra firma. You know what I mean? It's called.
You said the key word there: situational awareness.
It's like, and you need, and you need,
Wherever
and
you
you
are
need,
at,
and you need
whatever
that,
you are doing.
and you need that Jesus nut.
Yes.
Did you hear about the Jesus nut, or what is it called?
Yes, that's it.
Because you're gonna work like hell to get that nut on there.
Exactly.
What were you trying? I didn't mean to break into your. Go ahead. It's like what? I mean, the bottom line is that
whatever you do, whatever you're into, you've got to have the situational awareness. What's going on around you, what's happening, and why.
Bruno, do you remember back in the day when we had the sex talks and stuff?
Yeah.
And one girl says, Big Daddy, I was on like Tinder or something, and I got invited, and of course it was supposed to be rough sex. And I'm like, okay, girlfriend, there's your first mistake. You're going to meet a strange man in a hotel room. Where was your situational awareness? Where was your common sense? Didn't your mommy and daddy teach you properly? Especially, and then we had another girl who said, well, she took a picture of her license plate and sent it to her friends and the house that she was visiting. And I'm thinking, like, it's just people just check out of reality with their, like, they don't have any brains, or they're just so bored in life and they literally just want to try crazy shit.
Right.
So I'm not going to, if we decide to have a more, like you said, you're socially liberal. That's what I am. I'm also liberal with the cash. That's why I'm pro. I've spent it all, or I lost it all through some investments and stuff. I took chances. I went for the fruit at the far end of the branch, and I'm doing it on this stupid show too. I'm going on the far end of the branch. I'm going to lose it all, Pastor.
Speaking of that, hopefully people will get to the Patreon account or get to the PayPal and give a little bit of money, because if everybody gives a little bit, that adds up to a lot.
Yeah, and then I can afford to fly to Colorado and show people how to properly eat edibles slowly.
Yes.
And I'll be happy to do that. Because I'll get with my friend, the nurse, and she'll explain to people, like, you got to use common sense. Remember, too, there's some people that just aren't that bright. Like, we have some real dum-dums out there. Did you ever run into them?
Yes, many times.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but I'm not worried about the real dum-dums. Just keep them away from me. So,
speaking of that, the Bill of Rights, when it was submitted, actually came with a preamble, and that preamble basically stated that
you have a right to be stupid.
It kept the government from misconstruing its abusive powers.
Yeah, that's
because
why
the
I
government
wish
will get abusive.
The government is abusive.
restrained.
The government is and has been abusive since day one.
Right.
Just
Well,
that it
see,
gets worse and
that's what-
worse.
That's why we had the representative form of government instead of a full democracy, so that we could restrain the government from taking our God-given rights, which are the first 10 rights in the Constitution.
Bing. A bell just went off. That's for the dummies to pay attention.
Yeah, Nancy. That was Nancy.
Nancy said she couldn't come live tonight. She apologizes.
That's fine.
Her window, something happened. The blinds broke or something. I didn't get into it.
So stop with the mic.
But here's the I don't know. I'm just a big freedom nut. Like if you I know people that go to concerts and they just, how about these skateboarders? Like, what are you going to do? You can't stop people from being who they want to be. You could tell them, say, hey, when your skull hits that concrete, it's going to hurt. Oh, there's also a chance you're going to be a vegetable. And then all your family's going to have to deal with you and a special air mattress so you don't get bed sores. And that's going to be your life. Tube feedings and an occasional visit from somebody who remembers you when. I don't know, man. I want the freedom, though, and I wouldn't want to. Everybody gets a spin at life, and if they want to roll the dice, like when in NASCAR, to give you like an analogy, NASCAR, when they put the governors on the car, I think they ruined the sport.
No, the sport died when
Earnhardt died.
Hart died.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. it also died when they're taking the competition away from everything. People, you can't even excel anymore. Like football is almost like touch flag football, right? Everything's being watered down.
Can't touch my quarterback.
Don't touch your cord. Yeah, no wonder you won 6 times.
Right.
Pretty Brady.
Where we went wrong is the first 10 amendments, when they were adopted, did not create any constitutional rights or grant the federal government any power over individual rights.
Good.
They replaced restraints against that government, okay, which is our government. And when they replace those restraints, the qualification of the powers of the federal government concerning the rights of the enumerated in the amendments. In other words, in layman's terms, basically said that the government could not interfere with our rights. Those first 10 rights were God-given rights, and they were our rights.
How's that working out in 2019, Pastor Bob?
Not very good, because they're taking and
That's another topic for another
That's
night.
another night.
Yes.
That should be a Friday night fucking free for all.
It should be.
I mean,
By the way,
oh.
you're running into maybe 10, 15 minutes left, just so if you want to wrap up your.
I wanted to wrap this shit up a half hour ago. But you guys obviously weren't into my cloud talk. Thanks a lot for that, by the way.
Well, we didn't get fully into it. Yes.
Well, we got a couple minutes. Can we just say, like, here's what I don't like about the cloud. Okay, I don't know. Pastor Bob was saying it's like everybody's computer. So here's a picture of a cloud connected to a bunch of different computers.
Right.
yes.
I don't want things in like, it's like cryptocurrency. I don't want something in something that somebody can make disappear like a hard drive. I want an old-fashioned library, right? To me, it seems like the same as when they took over Egypt and they burned down or was it Greece and they burned down all the libraries and stuff, all that history that we lost. There's
Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, well, whatever.
It was actually Greece.
No, I know, but the movie.
Didn't I say
451? Yes.
But didn't I say Greece second?
You did
Yes.
say Greece. You did
But
say
I
it
think,
correctly.
but I think if you look closely into some of the battles that happened in Egypt, there was documents destroyed. So what they do is there's people that think that the Sphinx was something before it was what we know it as. There's also people that believe that there's civilizations thousands of years before the Sphinx. You know, I mean,
Right.
but if you make it so, like, to me, it's like the future is scary because they could just make everything that we got, like everything we've achieved and gotten to, they could just make go. Somebody who with some badass could just make it all go bye-bye and then re-educate a new generation a different way.
One of my buddies told me that eventually when that cloud gets full, it'll rain and all that information will come back out and go out into the public.
What? Yeah, it makes sense. It's going to overload.
I'm telling you, my friends in tech security, high tech security,
And
he said
he's actually
that
right, because what they do is they store
this cloud the cloud will burst and all that information will be out publicly.
what they do is they store a little bit of information on everybody's hard drive and on all the servers.
Right.
And by doing that, what they end up with is information everywhere that they cannot control. So when it gets completely full and nothing can be stored anymore, then everything will have to end up being dumped.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, history is going to get dumped. Like, think about
more corporations though are going back to intranet as opposed to going
extranet.
Right, is going out to the cloud because, you know, they were sold a bill of goods going, hey, you can put so much stuff up here from your business and not tie up your servers. Well, they're better off tying up their servers and then purging their own servers and having control.
Yeah, because they can decide what they're dumping.
Correct.
This is a great conversation. I'm glad we had it. It's only hitting the surface. You guys suck not wanting to talk about the cloud. The cloud is some deep shit.
Yes, it is. And you can get really deep into it.
I don't have any cloud storage stuff. I don't use it on my phones. I don't use it on my computers.
Here's how they get you.
See, Bruno, you actually do. because if you use Facebook, if you use Yahoo,
Oh, true.
if you
That's
use
right. Going to the cloud.
Amazon, all that's stored in the cloud.
Right.
So everything for the Big Daddy Roadshow, except for the stuff that's on my website, which is hosted by my own personal company server. But even
It's
if
in the cloud.
that company decides to disappear, or the kids don't want to take over that company, they could make that server disappear.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
Not only
screwed.
could you lose the data, but it could be out there for other people. Because once they shut down that cloud, then anything that's stored on other people's computers or servers or anything else, which is, the cloud uses multiple platforms instead of just one.
Right. And that was the quick question. We're running out of time. I wanted to ask you, are they utilizing a part of my hard drive on the Octopus now? Or would
Yes.
like they are? What percentage of my space are they using, and why is it? Is it because I've saved a picture on my hard drive, but they utilize it somewhere else?
Yes, if you're a part of any cloud, they use a part of your server.
No, I'm not a part of a cloud. I didn't do nothing with the cloud. I didn't touch the cloud.
So you're not on Facebook.
Well, no, I'm on Facebook, but I didn't intentionally
Then you're
touch.
part of the cloud.
Well, this is bullshit. I don't like any part of this. Now I'm mad.
Are you on Yahoo?
No, who's on Yahoo anymore? Nobody's on Yahoo
Are you
anymore.
on Amazon?
Of course I'm on Amazon. That's how I get my dog food delivered.
Exactly. Now everything that you do is now on the cloud.
So you're saying is the Amazon, when you order, after you're done ordering, they're putting your stuff back on the cloud.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I don't have time.
Yeah, that's another Wednesday night topic we can get
Listen,
into.
there was topics we didn't even get to. The beautiful Jennifer was supposed to join us tonight, and she was going to talk about relationships and keeping your man happy, and that's a bummer. We missed that one. You know,
Did you get her text? Because she texted me.
I did. Yes, but she had all kinds of plans, and I put up all kinds of pictures, and
that's okay. We had a great show.
Well, it was okay. I mean, it was really good. Yes. It crew killed it. I didn't feel I had a bad day, so I don't feel like I brung it, but everybody else kind of carried the ball for me tonight.
Oh, Jack killed it tonight, though, didn't he?
The show was phenomenal tonight.
Okay, well, I'll take that. I will take that because I had a really bad day. Okay, guys, Pastor Bob, what do you want to say in closing? Because we're down to seconds here.
Well, I'd like to say we need to completely show God's love, need to keep from judging each other, and live life the fullest.
And
because
also,
we have a short time.
And also hit the Big Daddy Roadshow patron button on BigDaddyRoadshow.com. $1, $5, $10. Big Daddy needs some weed in Colorado. Okay? And then I'm going to educate you on edibles, and it'll be a good time. I'm a lot more funnier when I'm high as fuck, and it's legal out there. I don't want to be put in cuffs, but I think it's coming
Big
to
Daddy
PayPal.
also has a PayPal account too.
I do have a PayPal account. Yes. How did you know that? What are you stalking? Are you on my fucking cloud?
Hey, I donate too.
Your PayPal.
Oh, by the way, Bruno and you and everybody else was like, you got to get all these PayPal things back up. I'm like, I'm not begging for money. But I set it up, right? And then God bless Ryan. He's like, did you set up the PayPal? I go, yeah. He said, let me test it. He sends me $1. Guess how much PayPal took out of the dollar?
How much?
20 cents.
33 cents. I took a picture of it to send back to Ryan. He only did it to test it, but I'm like, your little test made PayPal 33 cents.
3 cents.
For $1.
That's why I like Patreon. Patreon don't take out as much.
We have to open our own account.
Patreon is actually the better place for people to donate money to the show, and we'll be grateful for anything we get. If you do like these talk shows, they go anywhere. They're crazy. This is the Midweek Mashup. This is my friend, Uncle Bruno, Pastor Bob from Texas. The It Crew tonight. You know what I love? I love when I do have a bad day, and then the show ends up rocking anyway.
Yeah.
Because when we really do all put the effort in, like really do the research, those shows are phenomenal too. But it's just a normal, everyday storytelling talk show. That's all it is.
And the It Crew killed it tonight.
The It Crew killed it. So go visit them. And guys, please share the show, because I don't know. I've been doing this 3.5 years, and we got to start doing something. I'm going to go out and do lives. I'm going to MC some comedy shows like the other guys are doing, but we can't do it. And if you can't do that, then at least share it. Like getting to share in my own city. I go out and everybody's like, I listen to your show. I'm like, well, could you share the damn thing? Maybe it's because we take on the controversial subjects. Maybe it's because we take on politicians.
Broken Glass Tavern. When's the Broken Glass Tavern going to happen?
I was going, that's when I got drunk and met the bear in the woods. I was going to talk to the owners and they weren't there. Uncle Bruno, you keep
up in the woods.
I ended up in the woods because I was hammered and I don't drive drunk. I thought I'd walk it off. The girl gave me 5 glasses of water. I had to piss 2.5 times. And then like 2.5 hours later, I had hypothermia and I was able to drive again. What's wrong with you? What do you think I'm going to do? Drive drunk? I have a kid. I have a kid. I'm trying to teach how to. I'm trying to raise a child. I'm not going to be stupid and drive and say, "Hey, your dad's drunk."
Almost ready. She's almost ready that she can drop you off and pick you up.
Well, thank you, God, for that. Soon,
chauffeur.
That's a true story. It's a true story. And you know what? It takes me back to when I used to do that for my old man. And boy, did he stagger out some nights, man. Woo! But he served in Korea. Hey, quick shout out to everybody in the service. If you're in the armed services, even the merchant Marines. I always mention, don't I, Bruno? I always say Army, Air Force, help me out.
Navy.
Coast Guard,
Marines, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. They're the first to go in there and start doing shit. I don't even know what they do.
Yes.
They bring all this stuff in.
Guys, we're out of time.
Cool. Take care, Pastor Bob.
Lord bless all of our
viewers,
military personnel,
and military,
and our viewers.
Absolutely.
All right.
Good night, all.
Was that any good? I'm not in the service. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bruno. He turned his light out. All right, Pastor Bob, thank you for the prayers. Keep them coming. I need them.
Many blessings to you.
Appreciate it. Okay, that's Pastor Bob, everybody. And here's a guy with no teeth. I think if I'm right, he was in The Odd Couple. Klugman? Jack Klugman, if I'm right. Okay, thanks for watching. Please share the show. I'll leave you now with some graphics. And visit the website, BigDaddyRoadshow.com. That's BigDaddyRoadshow.com. If you want to come live, there's a quick button, how to come live with Big Daddy. And there's buttons for Patreon and all that. We'd appreciate any help you can give us. Good night, all. Thanks, Nancy, in the chat for all you do. Go Phillies.